only 67 cents a year, and if we would have increased it by 67 cents a year, we wouldn't have such a big jump.
So do we have an idea on how many individuals bring trash in?
I do not know, from rural, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, I'd have to ask Zach on that one.
What would the comparison be to privatizing it?
Never looked into privatizing. I
Maybe
know-
the city would, not be out the trucks and all that other, but to keep recycle.
Well, currently, we have all the equipment, and they are making a profit. They're looking at $100,000 this year profit. And that's
So
not,
we need to
not
raise it
solely
to y'all.
recycle. It's because West Plains tipping fees are now increased by 14%. So we've raised everything to continue doing it in increments, except for the, we raised all the dumpster fees and everything. The only thing that we haven't raised is well, we wanted to raise it to two more dollars, is the residential trash. And you gotta keep in mind, these are the guys' salaries, 2 per truck, the gas, wear and tear. And again, it's 67 cents. It would have equated to 67 cents a year.
Well, had it sitting at 20, and if you set out 1 bag a week, that means you're paying $5, but the rural people can bring it in. And like you said, the tipping fees is what's costing us. So why do they get a bag for $1? Why can't we raise that?
So you need to remember that that's for a 13-gallon bag. That's
Right.
a kitchen bag, 1 kitchen bag,
Right.
where they make the run to us.
But
Zach
we still
said
pay that for that rate.
Zach said he just can't see charging them more than $1. This is a new implementation. They've never charged for this. So this is a new fee that he said
They were charged for what?
he wrote that in there, the $1 for a 13-gallon bag. He's never done that for a kitchen bag, charged for a 1-gallon kitchen bag. So,
It's always been 2. I talked to a gentleman today, his wife just took 4 bags of trash down there. They live rural, it was $8. 4 bags of trash was $8.
so it probably wasn't a kitchen bag. It probably wasn't a 13-gallon bag.
So does that mean when we get it, I put out a 13-gallon kitchen bag, I can pay $1?
So are you gonna have them come and pick you up,
Well,
use the
I'll
gas
take it down there
payment
if I can.
but you're
I'll-
within
I
city
won't go
limits.
take
If
it
you
down
move to a
there.
rural place, you're more
No,
than
I'll
welcome
take
to
it
do
down there
that.
for that. That's
You
one
are within
13-gallon
the
bag
city
of trash.
limits. You are talking apples and oranges. If you were to move to the rural, of course you could bring it in, because then we aren't expending any of our resources.
I'm
This
not
is-
talking apples and oranges, I'm talking dollars and cents. And if we're gonna end up charging people that live in town more money than what it would cost somebody who lives outside of town to haul their trash, and we're not gonna give the people in town that option, then to haul their own trash down there and not pay $20 a month, or $22 a month. We were told when this was implemented that everybody in town had to have their trash to support the system, and I understand that, okay? But if they're hauling a bag of trash in from outside of town, they're supporting the system also, so $1 is nowhere near enough. You haul it down to West Plains, boom, those same 4 bags of trash, the lady tried to take them down to West Plains and put them in, called them, it was $30.
So the city people have the option of loading up their trash can, correct? And they pay, no matter what, however much it is, $20 a month, right? So you don't have to just have 1 bag. You
No,
can
no,
have-
we're allowed 3
How-
bags of trash a week and that's
Okay,
it.
so
That's what we
3
were told.
bags. Okay, so the 3 bags, if you don't take advantage of the 3 bags, why is it the rural person's fault?
So in other words, if
So-
I advertise on Facebook, bring your trash to me, I'll take it for $1 and put it out there every week, then the city would pick it up and they could pay me the $1, and then the city would pick it up, and then I'd have 3 bags of trash.
Well, I guess then you would have a nice private business.
Well, see, that's the thing, is, but we're $100,000 to the good, and here we are in November, and you're wanting to raise rates. Why do we need more than $100,000 is what they made this year? Actually, we're in December.
So West Plains is raising their rates 14%.
Well, I know that, I read the paperwork on it. I did read the paperwork.
So this
But I do know we have raised our rates on dumpsters. We have raised our rates on dumpsters. We have no clue the percentage. Is it 30%, 40% of the people in Mountain View put out 1 bag of trash a week, 2 bags of trash a week? Tonnage-wise, that's what we're talking about, is tonnage-wise is what gets hauled to West Plains. I realize $2 a month, you're talking $24 a year per customer in Mountain View. $24 a year. Doesn't sound like much, but it sure must add up.
Okay, did you have a question in there?
Well, no, my question is why at $100,000, we are to the good, and we know if we spend $50,000 of it next year, we could raise trash a little bit. We don't have to raise it $2.
So,
If they're making, if we take that 50,000 to the good, bingo.
so then you would like to have a breakdown, actually, of the cost of each, so the recycling of each of those to see how much that brings in, the cost of everything else and how much that brings in, which we are going to have to assume people are going to be bringing in 3 bags, putting 3 bags out, all city residents, because that's what they are allotted. So comparing that, all of that, you are worried about 67 cents a year to get us to the point to ensure that
67 cents a year, I'd pay it in a heartbeat, because that's not 67 cents a year, that's 67 cents a month.
it's 67 cents. If you were to say that if we were to raise it 67 cents,
A month, not a year.
we would not be arguing or discussing the $2, right?
Well,
It
then
wouldn't even be an option. So our point is that he would not like to get to the point where it becomes such a heated discussion next year if the prices need to be raised yet again. So,
And we have to support our sanitation system. This could eventually turn out just like our sewer system was, because the rates were not raised.
exactly. And again, next year, West Plains is going to increase their prices as well. What will gas prices be? We are unsure. What is the wear and tear on our trucks? What is the repair maintenance of our vehicles and trucks going to cost? So by putting that another year of all of that, and then where are we going to sit next year if we didn't raise our prices? So I think if we continue down this path of waiting a month, or waiting a year, or 2 years, or 3 years to increase rates, what we're going to get in the end could be an enormous rate of possibly, who knows, $5 increase. We do not know. And then where are we going to be sitting given the repair and maintenance? It's just, I think we're pushing it a little bit. And again, would be a 60, if we would have continued, we need to keep up with the market yearly, not dumping it all once, 3 years later or 4 years later. So this is basically just a precaution to save us, because why would we not want to save us? Why would we want to go into the negative?
Okay, because we are in a work session, and this is on the agenda under old business to revisit this bad service rate, but that's the only rate that we're addressing tonight. Is that correct?
Correct, yeah.
Are there any more questions or comments on this issue?
One more.
for the work session part.
Yeah, do you know how many private dumpsters we've got in town?
I do not, yeah. I can always find that out for you. You know, Zach has all of that, all of our statistics.
Well, I just don't see on this here chart here where it says for private dumpsters. So it's kind of confusing, that's why I asked.
Yeah, so I know he said with private dumpsters that they, and Calvin can vouch for that, he gets one pickup a month, which is $20.
Yeah, it's a call-in.
Or a call-in, but yeah, and you do it once a month, right? Isn't it? And it's $20.
When they pick it up, it's 20.
Right, so, so that's how the private dumpsters work.
So no matter how many times you would call it, it'd be $20.
Right,
Correct.
there's been times I've called it in as much as 4 or 5 times a month, and then there's been times I've gone 2 or 3 months and only called it in once.
But these, is this what it's costing to leave the dumpsters right there?
So if we have a rental fee on a dumpster,
Mhm.
and then we're paying a flat fee on a dumpster.
Or
instead of
pickup,
Yes,
flat fee.
on a business, so we could just wait and I could call it in and it'd be $20.
Business, I'm not sure if there's a difference. Are you personal or business?
I mean, it isn't a commercial,
Right.
but
So I do know he said for, I'm trying to look, I thought I brought mine. I know he did say that for recycle bags, because that was a recycle commercial dumpsters, you were questioning that. And that was a $5 fee for pickup on those. I don't think, current business dumpster, lease prices, rental prices. Gosh, I am not sure what he does for commercial then. How much do you pay?
The
for your-
$129.99.
Okay, so then you are paying the pickup monthly charges, so you get picked up weekly, correct?
Yes.
Okay, then that's how that works. So that $129.99 is the monthly charges, but that's per week.
Right, but if you divide that up, it would be
Is that
65, and then it would be 30-some dollars a week if you did it weekly. So it'd be cheaper for a business just to call in when it needs to be emptied.
$32.49.
well, if you owned your own dumpster, yes. If you went out and bought your own dumpster, then the city allows you to do what you want. In other words, when it gets full, you call them. If it's only half full, it's only half full. You don't have to dump it.
So if you are renting, that is different.
That's what the difference is. If anybody can go out, as far as I know, in Mountain View, anybody can go out and buy a dumpster and put it in their own business. You can't do it in housing, but you can do it at your business. You can purchase a dumpster, put it out there, and when it's full, you can call the city. You take yourself off the route, you just call the city and say, hey, come dump it.
Yeah, as long as it's private.
Right.
Correct. Mhm, that's
But
what he
if
said.
it's costing the business $32.50 a week to dump it, I mean,
That
we're
includes
getting
renting
back,
the dumpster. as
we're
well.
getting right back to the tipping fee that it cost us to take it down there. So why shouldn't the private dumpster be at least $32.52 to dump it?
Does that not include the rental rate?
No.
The 129, no, because I think it's $7.
You know, this would have been good questions for Zach, because he's actually deals with all of this. So with stuff like that, just let me know and I would bring him in if
What are
you
you
have
talking,
specific
what size
questions.
dumpster though?
Theirs is a 2 or 3 yard, hers is.
Well, yeah, mine's a 2.
3 yard is the one.
If it's a 3 yard, then yeah, it's
Based
gonna,
on-
you divide that by 4. If you bought the dumpster, you would divide the 129 by 4.
That's
It's
32.49.
4.33
But that's a
weeks,
3 yard
though. It's
dumpster, not a 2 yard dumpster.
Not just 4 weeks.
So you get an
But we're
extra
getting away
yard in
from
there.
our
Yes.
$2 thing. So if there's no further comments on the $2 thing, then we will take that up under old business.
So if you look at, again, the 43.33 per yard dumpster, that, equates to what, $10 a week? Having it picked up.
Oh, okay, on that private dumpster, Calvin, do they have to make a special trip or do they do it on the day that they're picking up dumpsters?
Whenever I go in and call them, it would be the same. I just go in and ask Rachel, I said, hey, I'd like to have my dumpster dumped. I don't
Okay.
care. Whenever they show up, they show up.
Okay,
In other words, if they show up 3 or 4 days, I know they have other things to do, so I've never, but now if you're renting a dumpster from them, and let's say you're cleaning out a house, or cleaning out a building or something like that, okay, what they will do is they will rent you dumpsters, and then when you call, they will come empty it.
Yeah, but why wouldn't they just go ahead and dump yours on the week that they're in that area?
Because I don't want them to unless it's full.
Because if they're not in that area and you call them, they gotta come and make a special,
Yeah, but if they want to wait till Wednesday, that's fine. That's what I tell them.
So then, Gail, if you
So we're
have,
talking, never mind.
if you have the 3-yard dumpster, then does make sense if it, if you, $10 a yard, so that would equate to the almost 30, or a little over 30. So, $10 a yard per week for the dumpsters.
Okay, let's go on to the number 3 on the work session. And I believe you had approved the agreement, but there was some question about the lodging expenses. Trish, what needs to be clarified on that, please?
Yeah, so we found out that it is for the lineman training, that it is 1 week per year that they would be out there, in-person training. So that would need to be a hotel, plus the cost of meals. And then there's 1 day after they finish the training that they would have to test and go back, which would be another one night. And that would be per year. So we just need to decide if you guys would like to cover that cost.
So the agreement that was approved would have to be changed? Amended, because it does
well, it
not.
was for one,
It was for the
one trip.
$3,000, but I don't believe it has anything in here about.
We would just want to add that.
We'd have to add the lodging expense.
Right, right.
Well, I know, I read it.
Because this final agreement, it says that there are no other considerations or monies continued to the town, so it'd have to be added in here somewhere.
Yeah, on page 5, it explains it. They travel to Pearl, Arkansas twice a year, once in October for handling training, which will require 3 to 4 nights of lodging. The other is in December for the year-end final test.
All right, but I mean,
In the agreement.
in the agreement,
Yeah, we just thought there was gonna be, oh,
the agreement does
no, I
not
couldn't
say
find it in the
anything
agreement.
about
number 2, wouldn't it? Trish, number 2 on the first page,
which,
on the agreement.
This is not in there, though.
That's
Do we
training,
need to-
that's total training expenses.
Well, wouldn't we add like a number 3 for lodging and,
we would want to consider the supplies, safety gear, lodging, travel.
Okay, then 3 says an estimate of total training and any applicable credits set forth in Exhibit A, and Exhibit A is the training expense and reimbursement. But it does not require travel and stay costs is on there.
Right. One other consideration on B, number 3, where it says employee is terminated, I think we should add for just cause.
Where,
This is under number 2, under the reimbursement to the city. And this is E, number 3, where we say the employee is terminated. I don't think he should have to, if they're not terminated for just cause, I don't think that would be fair to the employee to have to pay everything back if it was just because the position was eliminated or they were doing a layoff. But if they were terminated for just cause, then I could understand why we would want to get our cost reimbursed. Would you guys like to add that in there? Okay.
and we need to do something about that blank on the first page, number 2. Under training.
Oh, I thought we were just removing that.
We're removing number 2 completely?
What did we decide? Do you remember?
Shouldn't it just say total training expenses do not include any time spent by the employee performing services for the city or other work assigned by the city?
Yeah, it seems like they did say that, just get
we
rid of
was
that,
just gonna
only
remove
including
including and
blank.
the blank,
Yeah,
wasn't we?
I think that was,
Huh?
We was gonna remove including and the blank,
Mhm.
thing.
Okay, so is it going to suffice the required travel and stay costs? Leave it at that? Or get more specific? Because the email,
Or you
she
reading
gives the
it?
lodging, and it says food and mileage should be considered as well. So the only thing on the agreement that I can find is on that Exhibit A, required travel and stay costs. So is that going to include lodging, mileage, and food?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, we discussed that. Jennifer said we were going to buy the safety equipment anyway, so why would we do that? And
And not
When
go
the
ahead and
re-
supply them with it.
Right,
They're gonna
and
have to
then-
work with regardless.
said the 3,000 and to go ahead and do the 3,000 and then $1,000 for the expenses of a week's hotel and meals.
well, what we didn't know back then was that we didn't know if it was yearly or if it was for the full year, only 1 week.
Well, I mean, if it's
So-
only that one time, that's okay, but if it's every year, then
It's
that,
every year. So that's what we're talking about now is do you guys agree to paying for that 1 week? And then 1 day of testing later?
So we're
We
looking
thought
at
they was gonna do
5
that. Go ahead.
what you're saying is it's $1,000 every year extra for a motel.
Well, whatever the cost is.
Yeah.
Travel and stay and meals.
So again, the question is, are we going to leave it required travel and stay costs with no explanation? Or to include lodging, food, and mileage. And not put any dollar amount in there.
I would say a little more detailed. That way it's not generalized.
But no dollar amount. So if under the exhibit A, it would be lodging, meal, mileage.
According to our personnel, you know, we've got it in there, our policy manual. We're gonna make them stick with that on the meals and the lodging.
Yeah, we can change that, and also on that personnel manual, are we requiring 1 year with a satisfactory evaluation?
Yes, that's what
Okay,
we
and
discussed
then-
last time.
Okay, and then I will add in the meals and lodging would be paid for as well. We would update that.
So again, this is something to be addressed under old business, so we can get this approved with these additions.
Can I speak?
Oh, yes, this is,
Can I come up for,
This
Yes.
is Kyle.
I'm the one you guys are talking about.
Well, I was wondering who you was. Now we
This is
know.
Kyle.
Also, I read it, and I was wondering, there is nothing in there about raises as I complete my years of schooling. All it says is based on the discretion of the city. In my personal opinion, if I'm completing school, I should receive compensation. I mean, I know you guys are paying for it and all that, but I'm also learning a new trade and excelling to help the city. But there is nothing in there about raises other than at the discretion of the city. And that continues on my probation period and everything.
In that first one we got,
Yeah, but I thought that after they got a certification, then we get together and consider what raise they would get since they got a certification. I thought that's how we've been doing it.
yes, but in that training thing that we got, and I didn't bring my last month's thing, it was telling us as he was going through training, he would,
Yeah, but it's 3 years before you get a raise.
Before you-
Four, I'm sorry. 4 years before you get a raise, that's a little,
Yeah, but is he getting certified as he
Every-
goes?
Every year I pass an year-end test is certification.
Okay, and as soon as that year-end test is, that would be a requirement for us to consider raising you for that section. And then when you get your next one, we'll bump you up again, and so forth and so forth.
but that's going to be in the personnel policy
Yeah.
part, not,
Yeah, I believe
Not
that
this
as just
week.
an employee, you would
yeah,
get,
as an employee.
Right.
right.
you would get your regular.
It won't state it in this, but it's in our personnel. And in the thing that they sent for us to read how your schooling goes and what you train each year,
Mhm.
it says in there that the city has to come as you test out that year.
Okay, do you care if I get one of those tomorrow?
Yeah, as soon as they approve it
Okay.
and adopt the
Okay.
personnel. And we need to double check that. That might have been the old one. I don't think the new one, it's been a
We'll
while.
get to
I'll have
that.
to-
We'll
Yeah,
get to
we'll get to
personnel
that.
policy, because
But another thing you need to consider is this going to be like a flat rate, or is this going to be part of their merit raise? Because this is certification each year. So how do we handle the difference between certification and merit raises? Well, we need to specify that in the
in
manual as
the
well.
manual, not,
In the manual, yes,
when we get to
Correct.
the manual,
right.
okay. So
And-
we do have your concern, Kyle.
Yeah, I don't have it with me.
Thank you.
There, okay, and there was another one on there for like the start date. If I'm reading it right, I'm not the greatest, but it says that it moves my start date. Was that what you guys were talking about just a little bit ago? Where I have a probation period after I graduate? Is that what you guys were talking about?
After your 4 year, after you graduate after 4 years.
Yeah. Oh, right here. Date of hire to be reset and extended for 4 years from date of employment. Extended for 4 years.
So that
Am I
is,
reading that wrong?
so that means after you graduate, you'd have to work for us for 4 years.
Yes, okay.
So 4 years of college and 4 years of work
Okay.
for the city.
All right.
And let me see, let me just make sure. He's talking about we're on number 2, reimbursement to the city, B2. It's on page 13. Where it says employee is dismissed during the probationary period established and set forth in city's formal offer of employment to employee. Said probationary period to expressly include from date of hire and will be reset and extended 4 years from the date employee becomes a lineman. So once he graduates from lineman school, he has to work for us for 4 years.
Right.
So it would be a total of 8 years.
Okay. I think that's, wow.
You're going to retire with us.
I think that's all I got. And you brought up the termination, well, that was, yeah, that was
Yeah.
another one, I was like, what?
Mhm. I
All right.
agree.
Okay.
Anything else?
I think that is it for now.
So, registration is this week.
Okay, we gotta move along, people.
We do have to pay.
Okay.
That's to be discussed
Okay.
later too.
Because this won't be final.
Now we've got this all out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we have it off the one that was the obligation for you.
Yes, one more.
We'll have to take that up.
Well, it's okay,
Under old
because
business,
we'll need
because-
him to sign this before we pay for schooling, which the cutoff date is the 12th. He is registered, I just haven't paid.
Well, the agreement's gonna have to be changed before it can get signed.
Right, right. So do we want to satisfy the agreement tonight? And
That's
and
what we'll
agree
do
to
under
it?
It's
old
under old
business.
So that
business.
one,
So
I was
he's-
just talking about.
He is looking at, let me see what that one is. It doesn't say, it's page 14. Number 4, the obligation of city.
Are we considering the 4 years period?
Go ahead and ask that.
Are we considering the 4 years after I graduate our reimbursing period?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So that's just saying that it will be up to you guys what, in that 4 years out here. Which is fine, but
Right.
the schooling one, they said is in the handbook, the
So-
new handbook?
Yeah, it'll be all spelled out in the handbook, so we need to clarify that
Okay,
for sure.
okay. I think that's it for now.
Thank you.
Okay, the next two things are just to get in front of you. In your packet was the information that we have about undoing a voluntary reduction of the property tax, which can be done in an even year. So this will be brought back at a later date, but it's just so that we can get it in front of you. The next, number 5, is that the chief of police wants to propose a 0.5-cent sales tax for safety to be put on the ballot. We do not know yet from the Howe County clerks the deadline to get anything on the April ballot, but we will be finding that out. So I guess we need a consensus as to whether we're going to go through with either of these. It will not have to be, it cannot be tonight, it's not on the agenda, but as part of the work session.
So he's
So if
wanting
you have
that,
any specific questions
So
or
that-
comments, we can have them.
so that 0.5-cent safety tax, we'll call it,
Yes,
that money would be
designated. for
restricted to
police
the police department.
Yes. But we still need to find out if we can still get it on the April ballot.
I think there's a deadline in November to get it on there.
And if that's the case, then it's a moot point, so.
Yeah, but I'm not for sure on that.
And the property tax will not be set until October, so that would be another issue to come before.
Well, it might be January the 15th too. It's one of the two.
But we will find out. Okay, now, we've got to get through this personnel manual tonight.
Is that a order?
Last chance, last chance, last chance. It is number 13 on the new business to get this approved. So I hope you all have your last draft that was presented the last meeting that we had. But Trish does have some more updates. But we will ask under new business that it be approved with the updates that you're getting tonight. I know that on page 1, the date's going to have to be changed. So, Trish, can you start with page 2 and bring us through the changes?
Okay, so, really what we have here is so on page 1, actually, the first highlighted part, we added that. The policy applies to all departments and city employees and supersedes all other departmental policies unless explicitly stated otherwise. We kind of condensed it, and we're more precise about that. And then on page 2, just our dress code was slightly updated. We added the police officers, all employees must wear clothing suitable for their job responsibilities. Torn, ragged, and inappropriate attire is prohibited. We kind of combined the office with that because although we do business casual, we also do casual, but torn is not allowed. So we just added those all together. Then we had questions that we have been,
Page 3.
so do you guys have anything? Because I'm on to page 11. Do you have any more additions or changes that you saw?
Did we change those about the vacation time and comp time?
I think we're getting there. So on page 11, where it is age requirements, rather than mayor, we put in that it will be writing by the city administrator.
Where at now?
It was on 3.020 on age requirements. It did say mayor, and that was changed to city administrator. Okay, on page 14, I added, if you go down to the bottom on 4.020 under compensation, I added employee classifications because if we are going to implement salaried employees, I specified the difference between exempt employees and non-exempt. And I would like to add also to that, probably be more specific as no overtime, for for the exempt employees. And then the overtime is allowed with approval for non-exempt. And it's not that it's not allowed, it's just that when you are an exempt employee and you find yourself, if you're still clocking in and out and you see that, and these are for, appointeds mainly. So that would be Chief, that would be Terry and myself, because of all the extra hours that we put in, and it's a given these positions, is it would be best to go to the exempt part so that we don't have to pay out comp time or anything. However, if we're clocking in and out, which we would have to do, and you see that we're putting in 50, 60 hours a week, and we want a day off, that's how that would work. As long as it was good timing, we had backup, and it all was okay to compensate for putting in all those hours.
Have we checked on the PTO?
Well, if you do paid time off, you have to specify how much you're going to give and how you're going to do it. So if you're going to say, it's kind of like comp time in a way. If you're going to say you're allowed 2 paid time off days a month, we would have to specify that that's what you get. However, if somebody's putting in, working 7 days a week, say if the chief is of police covering for, lack of whatever, police officers, and he's putting in many, many hours that month, sometimes 2 days off doesn't really compensate for putting in 100 or so hours. So it's just something to think about, but it is managed. So if we were to use the police chief as an example, and he says, I'm putting in a lot of hours, I'd like a day off, I could go in to the payroll and look at his time and say, holy cow, yeah, of course. Just let me know what day it is. And that's kind of the payoff of going to an exempt employee, going salary, is that you get that, even though we don't get the comp time, we don't get the overtime, but we do get to take off a day if we need it. And otherwise, we can implement the PTO, but we need to designate how we're going to calculate it, or how many days you're going to give off during that month.
We could always come back to that when we decide on the salary and do it there.
Okay. Okay, on page 16, if you go down to 5.020, on payday, if you read under the policy statement, it's the last sentence where it says employees must promptly report any payroll errors to the city administrator. I'd like to add or clerk for resolution, so that if I'm not available, the clerk can do it as well. And then under 5.030, time reporting, go under policy statement, the second paragraph, where it says supervisors shall not to adjust their own time. It should be, say, shall not be allowed to adjust their own time. And then their time must be adjusted by the city administrator or city clerk when administrator is unavailable. I just wanted to make that more clear. Okay, on page 17, we discussed previously and 5.060 about compensatory time. Down in the guidelines, we were removing that vacation must be taken before, so that is striked out. And then the rest is up for discussion. We did add on the bottom, supervisors are responsible to monitor and manage comp time for their employees. Disciplinary action will be taken for a accrual of 40 hours. That was what was stated last time. I didn't know if that changed as well.
Did we, on the holidays, did we discuss that the day after Thanksgiving, that the city would be open? It says here closed, and then they could use their comp or vacation time if they needed that day off?
So What we were talking about was that if we were to, nothing was set in stone, it was all discussion. So we talked about letting it continue to be closed, however, it would have to be unpaid, and they could use that. We also discussed about taking a day, Martin Luther King, you talked about removing that as a paid holiday and putting it to the day after Thanksgiving. That was another option you guys discussed, and we did not make any, or no decision was made. And same with Good Friday, which is noon closure. We're talking about being paid for only hours worked. So we need to just finalize all of these.
Do we want to take Martin Luther King off there and pay him for Friday after?
So we have the New Year's holiday in January and the President's in February.
We have two off in January, Martin Luther King and New Year's.
A lot of the times people go on Thanksgiving, they take a 4-day weekend
Right.
and travel, so.
So do we want to take Martin Luther King away and give him and pay him for the day after Thanksgiving? Calvin?
Most of them are gonna have comp time.
Do what?
I don't. Yeah, personally, that's all right with me. I don't,
Would you prefer them to use their comp time then?
actually, yeah. because we
But
need to
not
keep it
every
down.
employee will have comp time
I was
at
gonna
all.
say, not every employee's gonna have comp time to even get paid for that Friday after.
They would have to save a vacation day or
Yes,
take it unpaid.
right. Yeah, they'd have to use a vacation day or have an unpaid day.
I mean, it was,
Well, and the
so it's
city's,
a 4-day weekend and come back on Friday. I never was at a job that I never got paid except for that day. That was it.
okay, the proposal change is to change Martin Luther King from mid-January to be the day after Thanksgiving and the city is closed.
So they will be paid for the
Yes,
day
for
after
after
Thanksgiving.
Take
But
Martin
they will
Luther King.
work on
So
the
this,
third Monday in January.
okay, so this will be paid. Martin Luther King is no longer
Are we,
a holiday. We will be open that day.
are we all in agreement on that?
Well, that you can't, you have to go to open session for that.
This is just a work
This
session
is
to
working
get this
session,
ready to.
So that we
for
know, so she knows
So
how
is
to
there
change
any
it.
other comments on this? This is the way the change is proposed, so if there's no further comments on this, then we'll go on to page 19.
Okay, just for clarity, I'm removing Martin Luther King off of that. We will be open that day. We will be closed the day after Thanksgiving, but it will be paid. Okay. And then Christmas Eve is still the same, paid for only hours worked.
Right.
Okay. Next, open for discussion is that you guys still need to clarify is 5.080 on call.
I want to make a comment that I discovered that a lot of the on-call and call-outs were not necessarily for emergencies in the past. employees that were on call, they got called by citizens, by other employees, by council people, but it wasn't always necessary for an emergency. And I do believe that our on-call duty and callback compensation needs to be for emergencies.
Well, on
That's just
call,
my
they're getting paid 8 hours for that week that they're on call. And I think it ought to be callback.
What's this for, on my paper?
This is the new one we haven't passed yet.
Currently, they are getting, there's one person out of each department that is on call through the week, and they get 8 hours comp time.
Whether they get called
Currently.
in or not.
Yes.
I agree with Judy that we need to get rid of the on-call and just do the callback.
Well, why can't we just give them like an hour for callback,
Well, that's
travel
what
time?
callback is. You
And
get,
then give them the hours they worked.
on callback, you get, a callback, you get 1 hour of pay plus the time you worked.
So on the top of page 19, maybe we'll get this backwards, but on the top of page 19, then the compensation, we just have the 2 bullet points. The following departments are scheduled on call: water and sewer, wastewater, streets, and electricity. And then employees called back during the work week will receive compensatory time for 1 hour, plus time worked based on the time clock.
Yes, we're gonna eliminate that top one. On-call weekly duties earned 4 hours. That's all taken out of there.
Okay, then, if that's the consensus, then back to the bottom of page 18, how does that policy statement need to be changed?
Required to serve in a callback status as a condition of employment. There should be callback,
Instead of on-call?
yes. And then callback employees. Must remain available to respond to emergencies outside of regular shift, maintaining physical and mental fitness to perform duties and responding within a reasonable time. Failure to respond may result in disciplinary action and forfeit of callback pay.
Okay, so in the policy statement is replacing on-call with call-back
Yes,
in 3 places.
And just add
And
title.
yeah, the title, we will eliminate on-call duty and it will just be callback compensation.
yes,
And for emergencies only,
yes.
I'll just add the only at the end.
Okay, that will be in the proposed policy. Eliminate the first line off of page 19. Okay. Proceed.
Okay, so section 6, benefits for 6.010 group health care. We will add the wording from the, did they get this?
They didn't get
They
that.
didn't get this last time.
They got it last time.
Okay, so if you look at the cafeteria plan where they waived the healthcare insurance, where they had the choice to either where it says health insurance for employee only, where they could check, or they could waive it, I will add under the group health as an alternative,
So
the
on that
employee.
form I gave you last week,
That looks like this? Yeah. So I'll just use that wording because that came from the attorney. And I will put it under there as an option they may have.
Under the policy statement,
So it says waive health insurance. In lieu of health insurance, the city will add a stipend to your weekly paycheck of $75 per week. This is taxable income to spend as you choose. There may be further tax consequences for failing to take advantage of the city's insurance options and except with qualifying events, an employee will not be allowed to opt back in until open enrollment.
And you're adding that under the policy statement?
We will. We'll add-
Before enrollment? Or is it part of enrollment?
It's part of the enrollment procedure, so we'll have to put it where it is applicable.
And just a point of information to let y'all know, we had 6 people opt out. So that's saving the city 400 times 6, $2,400 a month.
Okay, but as far as the policy manual, that is going to go under enrollment before additional provision
Correct.
on page 19. I'm making a note that it's the waiver option.
Okay.
Are we finished talking about on-call?
Pardon?
Are we finished talking about on-call? The
Yeah.
on-call part?
Yes.
Okay, so page 21. I just need to make a couple adjustments on the clothing allowance. So on the electric department,
What page are you on?
page 21,
Okay.
so we would be changing that to 5 flame retardant jeans, resistant jeans.
Repeat that again. I didn't-
That would be the electric department.
Uh-huh,
They do not want the cotton shirts
okay.
with the city seal on it because they don't wear them, they said. So they just wear their own undershirts. What they do want are the 5, they would like 5 flame-resistant jeans, 1 work boot annually, and then every 1 to 2 years, depending on the condition, they would like the FR insulated bibs, just 1 of those. 5 flame-resistant shirts. And then, let's see, and then the rubber boots every other year if needed. Same with the jackets, would be every 2 to 3 years if needed.
So 5 flame-resistant jeans,
Yeah.
1 pair of work boots annually.
Yes,
The jeans are annually, the work boots are annual.
correct.
And the 5
The 5 shirts,
shirts would be
FR
annually also.
shirts, yeah, that would be annually
Then
as
1
well.
pair of rubber boots every other year. And one
Correct. Mhm.
flame-resistant jacket every 2 to 3 years, and every 1 to 2 years, the bibs.
Right, depending on the need. And that would be the FR insulated bibs for wintertime. Pool, we have 1 swimsuit, which it would be a 1-piece, 1 swim short, and 1 protective shirt annually. And then the police are 2 short sleeves, 2 long sleeves, 2 pants. And then we will need to refer to the police policy for the vest and other equipment that they allow.
Is that per year on the police?
First, that's it. It is per year.
It works out to about a year. We might make them last a little bit more, but that's, that'll get us through a year.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything.
Yeah, I'll add that.
That's what I was wondering, I mean, I don't see per year on some of this. I mean, it says senior center, 2 shirts annually, library, 2 shirts annually, swimsuit, swim annually.
Speaking of senior center, they would like 2 aprons too.
The sanitation, I just see 5 high visibility yellow shirts and $125 allowance for jeans and work boots. and 2 shirts annually, so they're not, that's it? We're just gonna pay for 2 shirts?
And yes, sanitation, they are requesting winter coats.
Winter coats?
Yeah, just as needed. Some of them are pretty dirty and beat up. The supervisors has holes ripped through the arms. And they would be the,
High visibility.
high
yellow.
visibility.
Okay, why can't we get them bibs, insulated bibs? They're out in the weather too.
They didn't request it, but they did request the coat.
Because I know the guys that ride on the back of the truck, I mean, they're getting full air from the cold and stuff. They don't want nothing like that.
That's not what the supervisor requested, but we could put it as an option. We could say upon request, if you would like to offer the insulated
Because
bibs.
they're gonna get cold too, so
Mhm. Okay,
do you guys agree with that? That maybe that should be an option for them?
we could do it, yeah, that as an additional option only. Is that in agreement? Yeah, okay.
Move on, guys.
Yeah, we gotta get through this though.
Okay, and then we're good with the additional 2 aprons for the senior center?
You're
Okay.
still the same place? Page 21.
Yes, under dress wear. Okay, so now we're down to 6.090, the city pool and golf course. Ernie, did you want to come up and talk about this?
Okay, you have one here at 25% daily use for families and employees at the golf course. A 25% discount,
50%.
and we don't have anybody that's a family that lives with an employee that comes up there and asks for a daily rate. I just give them I charge them the difference between a family and a single membership, and that's all they pay for the year. Like I say, a family's $750. We give our employees a discount of a membership for being an employee, and that's $560. So they pay $190 to add their family for the whole year.
We kind of voted on that, didn't we, last year, that the families would come in as a discounted rate?
Yeah, I don't think the 25% ought to be on there, it just ought to be, just say
But
discounted
aren't you
rate.
talking about a season pass?
Right,
So this is daily use.
yeah, we don't have anybody come there and request that.
But there could be somebody in the future, but, so this is not addressing the season pass at all.
I would just put that at a discounted rate and not the 25% is all I'm proposing.
So, the golf course at a discounted rate for daily use excluding cart rental.
Yeah,
But then that's not saying what the discount, the rate for season passes.
you what now?
We just need to take that, he's saying take that 25% discount rate for daily use and put it in there, that family, immediate family members residing in the same household gets a discounted rate for membership fees.
Membership or daily use?
Yeah, you could
Address-
put daily
Are we gonna
use in there
address
if you
both
wanted
of
to.
them? Or just membership? Or just discount? Not identified.
I would just put it down as for the memberships, but that you
Because
guys
if-
call.
Because if some members has just got a husband, just a spouse, then they pay the difference between a couple fee and that member.
Yeah, be $110 for your
Right.
spouse to play all year.
And then if they got a whole family, it's gonna cost them $190.
So in other words, it would be cheaper for them to do a
Yes,
Sure it
membership
is.
than it would just to do a day.
Sure it is.
right.
A 2 times trip out there is gonna pay for your membership.
Do you have that?
Yeah.
Thanks,
So,
Do you want to repeat it?
so we have it as immediate family members residing in the same household may use the pool at a 50% discount for daily use and golf course at a discounted rate for daily use excluding cart rental. Judy, you wanted to mention that you wanted to say immediate family memberships is at a discounted rate for golf only? Wanted to add that?
Yeah, instead just say use in the golf course at a discounted rate for membership and or daily use, if you want to put that in there, excluding cart rental.
Okay, so, golf course membership? Is that what you said?
For immediate family members residing, you could just add it on to the end. Immediate family members residing in the same household may be used the pool at a 50% discount for daily use and golf course for a discounted membership rate or daily use excluding cart rental.
Okay. Or for daily use.
Nobody uses daily use.
Right. Okay.
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 Thanks, Ernie.
Well,
Okay, so, right after that, I would like to implement 6.100 above section 7 and right after 6.090, which would be labeled professional development. And this would be for the employee training and development policy that I gave you guys a little write-up of what I would like. This was last time to add to the policy, personnel policy regarding the employee training and development. You guys still have that?
It's on that email, answers to council questions.
Page 21. Pass that up.
Page 5. And you wanted to add this on after that?
Yeah, I'd like to do the 6.100. And this is where you guys suggested that they had to be an employee for 1 year with an evaluation. So in the second paragraph, I added eligibility requires the employee has completed at least 1 year of continuous service with the city and has earned an outstanding rating on their most recent performance evaluation from their direct supervisor.
Okay, so you're just adding the 6.100 as presented in this email. Okay.
I'm sorry?
You're just adding what was proposed on this email?
Yes, yes. I would like to add that wording to the personnel policy as 6.100.
We need to get through this as soon as possible, but
Yeah.
we have to get through it, so I ask for your patience, please.
I believe that's all I had. If you had any suggestions, let me see. 15.010, there's one highlight in there, which is the discipline policy.
What page is that, please?
That is page 32. says employee and supervisor responsibilities, we added, this was per your request last time, city council has the authority to discipline, hire, and/or terminate any supervisor appointed, volunteer, or contractual employee. We're just making it clear your guys' authority within there, unless you feel that needs to be changed. It goes with the organizational chart, as you guys are above all supervisors. So we were just making it clear in the policy to all supervisors and appointeds. And then that'll be just a little bit more clarity wording. This is page 34, 16.020. Under responsibilities, this is, I believe, the code of conduct, city and appointing authorities on the third bullet point, implementing and adhering to this code of conduct and personnel manual we added. And that's all I have for you.
Does anybody have any questions regarding what we've gone over tonight? Because with these additions or changes, we are going to present it for approval under new business. Yes, it is. Okay. The work session is now adjourned. Will everyone please rise? Is there anyone in the audience that would like to offer our prayer? I will. Heavenly Father, we thank you for all the blessings that you give us each and every day. We ask for your guidance through this meeting, our discussions, our decisions. Help us to know what is your will for all of our citizens. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Please join in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We need a roll call to establish quorum.
Holder,
Here.
Adams,
Here.
Terry,
Here,
Wallander.
Here.
Okay, on the agenda, we do have some additions to it. After number 19, we will have a resolution. Do you have the bill number and resolution? It's for the police department chief contract. It's resolution 25120903.
Bill number 1465.
That will be one addition. Another addition is we need to establish a date for a budget workshop. And a third addition is the electric department proposal for contract services for tree trimming. Part of that was the page 166A in your packet. It's not part of the power pole purchase. It is another agenda item. And then we need to remove number 9, which is the bill 1463, ordinance 1464, I'm sorry. It's 1463, ordinance 1794, the building permits. Those updates have not been completed. And I know there's been a lot of rumors flying around and everything, but our city code is very outdated, and we're trying to update these chapters as we can. So that will be presented at the next regular council meeting. So with those 3 additions and 1 removal, I ask for approval of the agenda as revised.
I would like to have 7, 8, 10, and 15 also removed until we can either have a work session or a workshop on those.
On what?
7,
7, 8,
8,
10, and 15.
7 and 8,
Yes. And 10?
no,
And 15?
I would like to have 10 stay on the agenda.
We need to have a work session on it because some of them are not.
Well, some of them, we have people here in the audience that are business owners that need to say something, and that would be the time right now, tonight, why we have it on the agenda.
we could have for some discussion and not propose that ordinance. And there are people here from the youth center. I would like for them to present their request. We will not take it up for approval, but so they can present their request.
So 10 will be discussion instead?
Yeah, 10 would be just a discussion of the business license, because that is another that we need to be, so.
And the youth
We
center
want to
is gonna be
remove we want to hear the youth center's request, yes, please. So 7 and 8,
And change 10.
and 10 is discussion only. Remove 7 and 8.
Well, I agree with her because we have not had time to really go over and look at this, and I think we all need to sit down together as a group for our city and go through this stuff and double check and make sure this is what we want to agree on before it gets to that.
Okay, then, let's make this approval of agenda with the 3 additions. Then we're removing 7, 8, and 9.
For a workshop.
Number 10 will be for discussion of the business license procedure only. And 15 will be the request.
And when you set up the workshop down after 19, what was that for?
For the budget workshop.
Yes, so could we,
We need to get the agenda approved first.
right,
So is there a motion to approve the agenda with those changes?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second? Okay. Any further discussion or comments? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I,
Okay. Terry, did you get all of that?
Yes.
All right.
Said 3 things, remove 3, discussion and proposal. Got it?
For the request?
Yes.
The youth center will be a request.
Yeah, request.
Okay. Okay, so our old business, first sanitation bag service. This is from our work session regarding the $2 increase for the city bag service, which is currently $20 a month. So is there a motion on that request to increase that to $22 per month? A motion one way or the other?
I make a motion that we keep it at the $20 and we raise the outside rule on the dollar bag up to $2.
Okay, so city bag service would stay at 20. If I just want to understand the motion. And the changes to recycling center trash charges would be $2 per 13-gallon bag.
For the, yes, for the
Versus
33 gallon,
per
yes.
13-gallon up 20-pound bag? That mean up to 20-pound bag?
Is that, let me take a look.
13 up to 20 pounds, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, we have a motion to keep the city bag service at $20 a month, but to change the recycle center to $2 per 13-gallon bag. That's the motion?
I'll second.
I'm asking, is that your motion?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we have a second. Any discussion?
Are we gonna discuss anything about any of the dumpsters, or is that gonna get us a,
This is only the bag service, sorry.
So we need to make sure that all of the proposed prices on the right-hand column.
Yes.
You agree with all of those?
Yes, everything on there except
Okay,
not raise it on the citizens.
okay, and so
And the
down,
rural bag goes up to $2 a bag.
okay, this goes up to $2, and then you are all in agreement for the $4 per 50 gallon, correct, underneath that? And you're in all agreement for the first roll of recycle bags will be $1 rather than free when they
Yes.
come to pay?
Yes.
Because
Okay,
all of this was already approved except that,
I just want to make
22,
sure we're
yeah.
all clear on the same, so just the $2.
we need a roll call vote.
Coulter,
Aye.
McAdams,
aye,
Harry,
Aye.
Wallander.
Okay, the next item is the lineman training expenses, again from the work session. The agreement had a couple of changes. Employee reimbursement period. If any of the following occurs during the reimbursement period, they would have to refund all of the training expenses, and one of them was if employee is terminated for just cause. The other item that was discussed is that the required travel and stay costs will include lodging, meals, and mileage for this line, training expenses.
Did we ever come to a thing on the raises would be on there?
That's
Is that what we
in the-
decided?
that's
We did
in the
decide on
personnel.
there, so will we put it towards this as well, that they don't get a flat rate each year,
It's
but
on
they
there.
get still raises by merit?
Yes.
But this agreement says at the discretion of the city, which
Right.
is the personnel handler, so I think it's covered there. So our item under the old business is to approve the travel and stay costs to include lodging, meals, and mileage, because that was not approved with the tuition. So do we have a motion to approve that?
I'll make that motion,
We have a motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion on this? Roll call vote.
Coulter,
Nay.
McAdams,
Aye.
Harry,
Aye.
Wallander.
Aye.
Okay, under new business, Jacksport Community Foundation delivered the check today to City Hall, the $75,000. That was designated for our sludge truck. So there will not be a presentation here tonight, because we already got it.
We all want to thank them.
Yes, definitely.
But thank you very much. And somebody will come to City Hall and take a photo at some future date. With a what? With a bigger check? Yeah, bigger check. Okay. Next on the agenda is the financial reports. There's bank statements. The motor vehicle tax accumulation. The MUPA, the Missouri Electric Commission, the power purchase. I do want to let you know that the $87.42 for that reserve, July was the final payment, so it still shows the 12 months. And our relief, the $10,608, will end May of '26. That's going to be paid off in the next 5 months.
What page are you looking at?
32. I may have gotten it down on this, page 32. In the treasury report, then we have the sales tax accumulation on page 34. Then you have claims reports, those that are pending due in December to be paid out upon approval. And the November paid claims. And then page 48 is the MUPA invoice.
On page 38, Terry, is that 40,000, is that the down payment we had to make on that sludge truck?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
On 48 is the MUPA invoice. So we do need a motion to approve the payment of the claims report that are due in December and the MUPA invoice. And the other reports are budget, the bank cash report, revenue and expenses for November. And year-to-date, but it's through November. So we do need a motion to approve the claims report and the MUPA invoice.
Ask a question.
Sure.
On the bank cash report, what's the total amount there? Do you know?
The bank cash report,
Oh, yeah,
it's,
I mean-
but it will never, if you look at the treasury, we'll give you the total of all
that's what I'm asking.
the one-page treasury. Well, you've got,
Somebody could just tell me. That's what I'm asking, is somebody just tell me how much, because I've got a current balance on this one checking account of 1.5 million.
Yes.
which,
I'm on
page
page
are you on?
the
24.
treasury, look for the treasury report.
It's on,
It's on page 33. The Treasury Connect, that shows all of the checking accounts that we have in Simmons. Because we have a general fund, and there's the electric fund, there's 3 police report, and then the one that says checking, that 4502, are those designated funds for transportation and our wastewater project. Did that answer your question?
Yep, okay.
Okay.
I just wanted to inform the public.
And as of November remember, these reports, if you look at the expenses and the revenue, we are still in the black.
I'm getting better.
That, read that all. These reports show 8.4 million for revenue and 7.2 million for expenses through November. So, then I ask for a motion to approve payment of the scheduled claims and the MUCA invoice.
I'll make that motion.
Do we have a second?
One second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 I do have a question on the 50.
Okay, we can back up.
Not on that, just after those.
The budget reports?
Yeah, 53. So on the ARPA, is the 99,000 put in the right?
That was, yes, because we got part of that in 24 and part of it in 25. That was for that lead service line inventory.
Yeah. I was just making sure it was put in there right.
It has since been moved to the project.
Has it?
Okay,
Okay.
I know that we had
Okay.
And it's
discussed that,
minus-
okay.
minus means
They-
ahead.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Okay, did you have questions, Calvin?
Well, yeah, on page 35, on the claims report.
Okay,
$80,000.
What one are you looking for, Calvin?
Well, we've already approved it, but so did we, page 35, $8,000. What was that?
The Organizational Support LLC, I wrote him a check already for the 6562. You had approved up to $7,500. So I did not write him a check yet for the 1444 for his expenses because that had not been approved yet.
okay, they have been approved. Do you have any more questions, anybody? And I know I'm pushing through, but we've got a lot to cover.
Okay, on page 37, we just approved paying Horn and Schiffer, $221,000. Is that what we just did?
37,
We approved that last time, didn't we?
That check has been written, yes, there's a check number next to it.
and that was from that, we got the money from the DNR, that's a,
Yeah, we got the money in and that was kind of the money came in, money went back out.
Okay.
and those
That does not
invoices.
show up on our total amount of money, does it?
Right.
Yes, we got the first payment off of that grant. Okay. Are we ready to move on to the department reports? Do any of you have questions on any of these that our city administrator can get the answer for?
Yes, we've asked for months, when they do a work order, could they please be a little bit more descriptive on them?
Okay.
Because they put down work orders, but we don't know where and what. And we'd like to be aware of it, please.
all departments have been doing them, or one specific?
I would just say it would be for all.
They all do it.
Okay.
You know, you go by day, and they're telling you what you do, and all they do is say work orders. And
Is the one that Moreland Shell Ford police vehicle, was that the same one, or is that a different one?
What page are we on?
85. Hey Stetson. Okay, on the Moreland Shell Ford, is that the same vehicle we've been discussing, or is that a different?
That's the, I booked for the repair at Moreland Shell, that's the newest one that's been sitting over there all summer. Yeah, we finally got that back last week, or week before last.
is it working?
Yes.
That was a little slow.
We'll go with a hesitant yes.
For, at the moment, is that
At
what
the
you're trying to
moment.
say?
We did approve that one, didn't we?
Yes. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Are we gonna have any color on this?
Yeah, we were just looking at,
Yeah, the one I gave was colored, yeah, I don't know why that.
We don't make colored copies.
Oh.
White copies do that.
Yeah, black and white.
I can get, I'll get you the colored copy tomorrow, Calvin, I'll swing back.
I was just curious.
What color is it?
It's a lot of blue, yeah.
Well, the black is nice, but
The outside edges will be blue and things like that, so,
oh, I like it.
yeah. I don't know if that's final, but that's kind of what we're, direction we're looking.
Okay, any other questions, please? I know you all read them thoroughly. Okay,
is it, are we allowed, I wonder,
you have a question on these?
well, I had the street department cleaning out culverts, time of the year, old leaves, burn them out, clean them,
Okay,
remind them, please.
absolutely.
Anything else?
We'll wait till we get to that area. and we'll bring that up.
Okay, anything else on these reports? Okay. Then we'll move on to the minutes of the November meetings. Any questions on those?
November the 18th meeting, Tuesday. Motion to return to adjourn. Motion made by Perry, seconded by me, but Perry and Coulter said nay.
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't work.
Up above that?
Well, the second one wouldn't either.
Right.
Yeah.
I have to revisit these. So it was a closed meeting, so it would be motion to adjourn at 9:15 for the closed meeting, but I can only assume that all four said aye to
November
adjourn.
the 18th meeting.
At the close, that's what you're looking at, right? Page 100.
That's page 100.
Oh.
We got the same thing on 103.
Page,
Well, let's,
Did
let's take
everybody
care
else
of
get that
one
too?
though, 100 though, because we need to,
Well, yeah, we just corrected that.
Okay.
well, the first motion and vote is okay, but the second motion,
Second motion,
Perry
Coulter
said
was
yay.
nay and everybody else was yay, correct?
yes, Perry said yay.
Yeah.
that needs to be changed there to
And the motion to adjourn.
motion to adjourn, and they were all,
Yes.
He was ready to go.
Yeah, and 103 is the exact same thing as 100.
110, page 102 for November, number 12.
To number 12.
Coulter was nay. McAdams was yay. Perry was yay. Wallenegger was yay, because how did it pass if everybody was nay?
This is true.
And I think 103 page is
it's a
a
duplicate.
duplicate.
Yeah.
So we have corrections on 100 and on 102.
Yes.
Change it, all of them are changing nay to A, or I. Do we have a motion to approve these two sets of minutes with these corrections?
I'll make that motion with it.
Page 103 also.
Yeah, well, that's
103, 4, and 5 is a duplicate.
duplicates.
Yeah.
Okay.
I make a motion with the amended parts.
Do we have a motion, is there a second?
Yeah, I'll second that.
All in favor say aye.
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 Okay, item number 5. There were copies of all of these out on the table, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so we need this bill number ordinance read by title only.
Bill number 1461, ordinance 1792, an ordinance amending chapter 26, part board of the city code of ordinance for the city of Mountain View, Missouri.
Okay, this is the 2026 season municipal golf course fees.
Did you golfers out there look at these? Any problems with them?
Papers.
Huh?
Run out of papers.
Oh, you want to have paper?
I thought they'd run out of papers.
So there's an old and a new.
Ernie, did they just go up to
Rate and everything, $25.
$25?
$25?
$25 memberships and $10 car sheds.
What I read.
And then it looks like on the green fees, $2 across the board.
Yeah.
And then the cart rentals, $3 across the board.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did we go up on the shed rental?
$10.
Huh?
10.
10, okay.
Do you have the old and new?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it's in there.
It was there.
Old one.
Oh, yes, I do, sorry. I just didn't dig deep enough.
Okay,
Do you guys out there have a problem with that? I see golfers sitting there.
Well, I don't agree with you. If you live over 25 miles, you do 10% discount, you're kicking your locals here that live here in town to come and play every day.
Well, at West Plains Golf Course does that. If you live so far away, they give you a discount. Ernie, has that brought people in?
But we're not West Plains. You can't
Oh, I
compare us
know.
to West Plains
I know.
on anything.
Has that brought people in though, Ernie?
Yeah, we've got 5 people on planes over here golfing now.
I mean, most of that's because it's quite a bit higher to play in this land.
Exactly.
But what you'll find out too is, I think you're raising your memberships and raising the cart shed is good. But I think your green fees are already high enough because they're higher than most. I play all over the country, and the green fees here for 18 holes is higher than a lot of these really nice courses around. So I'd leave them the same.
Okay, is there any other comments from anyone out here before we have a motion on this? We need a motion to further address this. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion so we can discuss it.
Okay, what is your motion? We need a motion.
I said I made a. make
What
a
is
motion
your motion?
To, accept these charges, these
Okay,
raises.
to approve this
Yeah, to
as
approve it.
presented.
Thank
Okay.
you, I couldn't find
Because,
the word.
well, we got a bill and an ordinance, so this is the first reading of the ordinance. So we have a motion to approve the first reading. Do we have a second? Okay, we have a second. Now, further discussion.
I know yet we do not have an end of the year report, but at the golf course, what's the gross? Do you have any idea what the gross amount is took in for the golf course?
I do not.
The budget say back
Well,
here.
if you look in your revenue report,
He has went over Evergreen's fee, he's went over on, membership.
well, the green fees was budgeted for 30,000, the end of April is 51,000. Cart rental was budgeted for 22,000, expected revenue, and it's over
If
31,000.
you look on 52,
On page 52,
it'll show you
That's your
the
revenue.
revenue.
season passes were budgeted 40,000, it's over 60.
So under the park fund revenues department, all the negatives you see on the right-hand side is where he has brought in more money than anticipated and budgeted.
Any further discussion?
Hey Ernie,
Yes,
on average, how many individuals would you say you get a week that aren't members?
it varies weather-wise, a lot of factors into that, but in the middle of summer, we probably get 15 or so a day that's not members.
Calvin, if you look at page 68, you can
Well,
see
yeah, I was
the
getting ready to say,
expense.
page 52 is a little bit I mean, because you got at the very top, it says park and rec, half-cent tax. That's not total amount of golf course, anyway, Terry. Page 68,
68 is expenses, and you can see that his revenues are larger than his expenses.
Because revenues come in by the fund, which the parks fund includes parks, pool, and the golf course. That's why the revenues are under the fund. The expenses are by department.
so the golf course this year, and then pool,
What page are you on, Calvin?
page 67, 68, and page 66, 67, 68. And you total all three of those pages up, those are the ones that get the half-cent sales tax. And from the Parks and Rec. And the golf course, if I look at this right, the amount of money that is coming in from Parks and Rec on that half-cent sales tax, we would be $200,000. Is that what I'm looking at? Somewhere in
The
that
year-to-date 1125 is $301,000 for that half-cent sale, for that parks and, yeah, the half-cent sales.
Right, but I've also got a park total of 136,000 and then a pool total of 82,000, which amounts to a little over 200,000 for those two. So when you start adding everything all together, we only have 300 and some odd thousand. The golf course has done well. And you're not ever gonna get the park fund
Well,
ever.
the park fund will never cover all of it, no. But I think they've
Park
done
don't
really
make
well
the
this
money.
year.
Okay. I just,
Arnie, would it hurt to keep the greens fees down where they was last year,
Now, we can do it one more year like they are, see how we turn out.
but raise the membership like we did?
Yeah.
Okay, is there any further discussion? We have a motion to approve as they were presented, and a second. Are we ready for a roll call vote?
I'm gonna,
This is the reading, first reading.
I wanna change my motion.
you want to withdraw
Okay.
your motion?
You'll have to
Withdraw the
with-
motion to accept the whole
Okay,
ordinance.
there's a second withdrawn, I guess, has to be. Okay,
I wanna make a motion to, on the ordinance 1792, to accept the membership increases, keep the greens fees as they are
2025.
in 2026, but keep the greens fees as they were in 2025.
okay, we have a motion to approve this ordinance with the season pass, card shed rental, and cart rental increases, keeping the greens fees the same as 2025 season.
Exactly,
Is that correct?
that's correct.
Okay, we have a motion and we have a second. We need a second.
Second.
Okay, we have a second. Any further discussion or clarification needed? If not, we're ready for a roll call vote on first reading.
Coulter,
Aye.
McAdams,
Abstain.
Harry,
Aye.
Wallander.
Now we need the second reading, please.
Bill number 1461, ordinance 1792. An ordinance amending chapter 26, Park Board of the City Code of Ordinances for the city of Mountain View, Missouri.
Do I have a motion on the second reading of ordinance 1792?
I'll make that motion.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Roll call vote for reading, second reading.
Coulter,
Aye.
McAdams, Harry,
Aye.
Wallander.
Aye.
And I will make note that the ordinance does state these rates are effective as of April the 1st, 2026. Okay, we will go on to number 6. Is a request to purchase a used mower for the golf course. It's page 111 and 12 in your packet. Do you wish to come and address this, Ernie?
What is the questions or
Is
concerns?
this Kevin Gresham a business or an individual?
I
Or
think
an
it's business.
agent or
A business,
a business?
yeah,
2002?
yeah,
How many hours does it have on it?
a little over 2,000.
Do you know the lifespan of these types of mowers? That's-
I've looked up what they're worth anywhere from 4,000 to 9,000, depends on the hours on them.
And this one's specifically for fairways?
Yeah,
Have you got a seat for it?
yes,
Is that the only damage on it?
yes.
Have you seen it run?
I've seen videos of it running.
Hydraulics all work?
Yeah. I will go up and actually watch it running before handing the check or whatever.
And this is a flat $2,500
Yes,
for a 2002 John Deere.
yes.
With a torn seat, it looks like.
Yeah, see,
The rest of it looks good.
I'm more worried about the motor and the hydraulics. I don't care what it looks like, but the motor and hydraulics.
Yeah.
What size, do you know what size motor?
That's a diesel, that's about all I know.
It is a diesel.
Yes.
Question, how did we find such?
On Facebook Marketplace.
Can you use this on the aprons?
Yeah. That's one of the main reasons I'm gonna buy it, because we're cutting out zero turns, and zero turns tear them up.
How they do?
Well, wouldn't the last mower you bought a zero turn?
Yeah.
If I might add, his budget for machinery and equipment will more than cover the cost for this year.
On this year's budget?
That's, yes.
All your other mowers right now gas?
No. Grasshopper, zero turns is diesel, and we have a Toro that's diesel that we use to cut collars with.
Okay, if there are no other questions, thank you.
Okay.
Is there a motion on this request to purchase?
I'll make the motion to approve.
We We have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
I'll make a second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call vote.
Coulter,
Aye.
McAdams,
Abstain.
Harry,
I don't like the idea, 2,000 hours. Okay, yeah.
Wallander.
Aye.
Okay. 7 and 8 and 9 were removed. This is for discussion only. This was an ordinance updating chapter 54 of our code for the business licenses. And I don't know when or if this was ever last updated, but there were 57 different businesses listed here. And it started out at $10 for 6 months, or $20 a year. But they were auctioneers, druggists, hawkers, peddlers, banks, grocers, butchers, taverns, hotels, billiard and pool tables, lumber dealers, real estate, opera houses, photographers, porters, public lecturers, circuses and shows, horse and cattle dealers, inspectors, mercantile agents, gas companies, insurance companies, express companies, telegraph companies, light, power, water, telephone companies, manufacturing, automobile, public garages, dealers, gasoline filling stations, soft drink stands, street railroad cars, traveling and auction stores, public masquerades, balls, street exhibitions, fortune tellers, pistol galleries, corn doctors, private hospitals, museums, equestrian performances, lung testers, muscle developers, 10-pin alleys, boxing and sparring exhibitions, sales of unclaimed goods by express companies, auto wrecking shops, and monument dealers. It's time it was updated.
It's a little outdated, just a
A
little.
little. There were some updates to secondhand goods at one time, I don't know what. But, so, the update being worked on is bringing it down to, I believe it was 13 different categories. I know I read that somewhere. So, that's why it's getting updated. There are a lot of businesses in this code that do not exist. So, does anybody have any comments or questions? This is not going to be presented.
What are you proposing the business license go to?
Well, let's see,
That's kind of why we wanted to do a
We
workshop.
need a
so we could
workshop,
sit down and,
because right now they're $20 regardless.
Exactly.
So they will be going up based on the different, but
I kind of like to hear the reasoning behind the $275 for pawn shops.
let's see, what are they now?
$20,
Pardon?
$20, just like everybody else.
Oh, I thought pawn shops had,
And also.
or do they have a deposit or something about pawn shops? Just $20.
You know, we have to comply with your liens online though. Anything we buy or pawn that's got a serial number on it, we have to enter the database to see if it's been stolen.
Officer Swain can attest to that,
They do.
and we cooperate with them fully.
Yes.
Okay, so that's one that we really need to look at.
This section 54, 330 that you've got listed here don't even pertain to pawn shops. It pertains to
What,
treasurers and city.
what are you addressing?
this section, it says comply with section 54-330 in ordinance 1634. I looked that up, and it don't have anything to do with pawn shops. You'll read it, it says treasurers and city or county collectors.
Well, we know him, that he's speaking about L on page 124.
5430 is on page 135 at the bottom.
Yeah.
That's the pawn shops.
Okay, 5433. Okay. Well, 5433 does apply to,
It says here 54-330.
yeah, 54.330.
When I
It
read
says
on
no
there,
person
it
shall
says-
operate a pawn shop unless such person,
It's
Didn't
in
say anything
the,
about
it's,
isn't this,
it's in the city's ordinances.
Oh, it's a city ordinance?
Yes.
Different.
Yes.
yeah, it's the
State,
city.
state ordinance don't say that.
No, this is the city ordinance,
So
the
what-
old city ordinance.
So what's this about qualifying in oath, bond, and accounting? What's that mean?
That's what it says on 54-330, is it says license required, qualifications, oath, bond, and accounting.
So what is that qualification?
Trish, can you answer that?
You know, I am not familiar with the old, regarding the oath bond, that we would have to do some research on that, which was what we were hoping to do a discussion on prior to bringing it out to the open.
My question is it because we sell resale? If you're gonna put us with resale, then every thrift store, flea market, anybody that sells anything that is being previously owned is selling resale. So we're all gonna be in that category.
I think part of, from what I've heard, part of the pawn shop is also, so usually when you do business licenses, you're looking at ensuring the zoning, ensuring utilities, ensuring sales tax, everybody having an EIN number, as well as emergency responses. That's the norm of what you kind of look for in evaluating business license. And pawn shops, unfortunately, pawn shops, marijuana, alcohol, usually has crime attached to it.
I don't think I've ever had crime at my shop at all. I've got a burglar alarm, but if a window breaks, if a picture falls off central dispatch is called and I'm there, or the local PD shows up.
And that's wonderful. Just in general, those would seem to attract a little bit more crime than, say, a dentist office or
Understand that.
anything like that. So part of the business license, which is, it's just kind of a nation kind of thought process, which is what we wanted to discuss about, is when those particular businesses that might carry a certain, a bit more of an emergency response, which are such businesses, we're looking at dispatching more police. We're talking about taking them to a jail where we have jail fees. We're talking a lot more possible crime coming in. And so that particular license is just to help offset anything that possibly could happen regarding any kind of emergency responses. So again, like a dentist shop might be $50. We're looking at a little bit more of that. And that's just the, in general, nationwide, if you look at insurances,
My insurance is $3,000 a year and I ain't got but one company that'll even quote me
yeah.
because I've got firearms. So,
Mhm.
you know, going from $20 a year to $250 or $275 is a little excessive, I think.
We will schedule a work session with the council on these ordinances. So, which will be open
Okay, but
to the public.
I will, yeah, good, open to the public, because who prepared this? Who had this done? Because we were not informed, the public was not informed. Here we are, if,
Well,
no, I'm serious. If something hadn't been said or done at this point, this could have come right up to here, we could have passed it, and then bingo. These guys would have known nothing. That's the problem that I see. It's not being transparent with the public and the business owners. I mean, you've got on here e-commerce, okay? Selling out of Facebook or whatever at my home. How are we going to find that? Seriously,
What do you
how are
mean?
we going to find that?
Fine.
Right here, it says e-commerce business license, $30 fee per year. This license for a home-based business.
What do you mean find
Well,
that?
how do we know that that's the person selling it?
You know, we don't, and we're not
Well,
gonna.
who's gonna spend the time and the money to hunt them
We
down?
are not, we are not.
Then why is it on here?
These are called regulations and ordinance for
No,
the
no.
city.
I'm asking the question, why is it even on here if we're not gonna spend the city's time and money and labor to find it?
Are you saying so we need to go search everybody's home business to see if they're
No,
compliant?
that's what this says.
Okay, so law-abiding citizens,
If you read the very back page, if they don't do it, violations and penalties. This is what I'm saying, this is not being transparent with
this,
the people of Mountain View and the business owners.
this is being transparent, which is why it's brought to council out in public for discussion. We are not out to search people's.
This has not,
We are not out to
it is on the
search.
agenda, it was not put on a work order or something such as that. If we had gone ahead and passed this, then that means every person that has a business in Mountain View would have been faced with
Now
it.
then, let's back up a little bit. It was requested prior to this, when they saw.
Still didn't answer my
by
question.
council
Who put it
members.
together?
This was requested to go to a discussion by council members, which you refused.
At the start of council, because it was on the
This is a
agenda.
public
It should have
meeting.
just been put to start with at a work session.
This is a public meeting which does allow comments. So we are glad that our citizens are participating in this, which was,
No, here's
Nice to
the
hear
deal,
their
you can sit there and
comments.
explain all you want, Trish.
which we would
But
like
the
to.
problem is this should have started with that. It should have never been put on
But
here.
it has to
It
be
should
a
have been
bill
started with
to
a
go
work
to an
order.
ordinance. It
We
has
have
to be
to
Not a work order,
presented.
but a work session.
That's why we have the process that we do, that bills, anything with our city code has to be by a bill and an ordinance. That's why you have 2 readings. That's why you have discussion after you have a motion on these.
Nothing
That's
was-
why we need participation at these meetings.
And nothing was foreseen to be passed. You're assuming that this would have just all passed through, as if other council members would not have had any comments.
Well, I sure didn't hear any.
I'd like
Till the
to,
very start of the meeting.
We do know,
No, we requested a work session for this so we can go over this because we want to do what is right for our citizens of this town. So that was our comments we made, or we would have never even, Gail would have never even made a comment about not approving this and doing a work session. So if we did not have their interest at heart, we sure wouldn't have asked for a work session and this would have been passed
Then
tonight.
why wasn't it done before? Why
Because
wasn't it
it
brought
come
to
in
our
the package.
attention last week when we were here?
We have discussed, before building permits and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's building permits. I'm not talking about business license. I'm not talking about, we have discussed airport
Well,
car
you sit down
parking.
there acting like that, it's the 3 clowns here that we've just
No,
gonna
no,
pass
ain't nobody
this.
here a clown.
No, they're not, but you act like that we was gonna come in here and pass this without saying anything to the
Well,
public.
sure, nobody sure said anything to
Okay.
me.
So I would
Well,
like to
nobody said
hear
anything to
what
us
other
either.
comments-
Please.
And we're not deaf.
okay, hold on, guys. We do know that we have people here representing pawn shops. That will be one avenue we've got to do a lot more research on. I'm sure there are others. If there's someone here tonight that has a specific business in mind, please.
We're a convenience store that sells alcohol, tobacco. My question that probably needs talked about at the
Work session, yes.
is currently we pay $40. I guess maybe that's going to $50 for standard business. Currently, we pay $40 plus $300 for a liquor license.
For the
Because
Sunday
we have
sales.
Sunday
Yeah.
and Monday
Yeah,
through
okay.
Saturday.
Which is that a state license on Sunday sales? Or
That's
is that the
whole
That's
different.
separate, yeah. This is
$300
city.
$300 is just city. We pay
It's like
400 to
$1.99.
state, 400 to county, 300 to city.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
We pay
yeah.
bouquets.
But as far as the city, it's,
Yeah,
yes.
but my question is, so we'll pay the 50 standard, correct? That it's proposed to go to maybe? Plus,
Yeah.
plus
For
the
the
300,
For the
plus the
city.
100 now for smoke,
Yeah,
for tobacco?
I think that's specifically just a smoke
the
vape shop.
vape shop.
So not in addition to.
It would be your liquor license for Monday through Saturday, and then the Sunday sales is the 300.
Which the 300 includes already the Monday through Saturday.
No, it's
No, the
two
Sunday
different-
sale is separate.
It is, F,
Because this says customers with the license have all the rights to a standard license, which that $300 would include the
But your,
$100.
instead of your standard business $50, you would be paying the liquor license, I believe, but your convenience store also. See, these are things that we need to define better.
Because right now we pay $300, so this looks like it's gonna go to $400 for
So
liquor.
you're a convenience store,
Right, Gail?
liquor,
yes, that's how I read it.
and smoke then, but I don't believe that this means, I mean, a smoke and vape shop license would just be
Just them
for that
specifically.
specific. But that's another, okay, this is another one that definitely needs some, is there any other business type that anyone out there has concerns about? And we will be scheduling the workshop, I don't know which date, because we have to get through.
I'd like to comment one more time on the flip side of what she was saying about pawn shops,
Uh-huh,
that they cause a little more trouble and a little bit more, police action and stuff. I had a bank president come to my pawn shop one time, and he told me that he really appreciated the gap we fill, because people come into these towns that don't have any money to buy groceries, or don't have any money to buy gas, and they can't go to the bank and borrow the money, and they can't get a credit card, but they come to us and they get $100 and lasts them through the week. Well, they go right down here at the grocery store and spend that $100, or they go at the gas station and spend that $100. So, you know, we might create a little bit more trouble, but we create a lot more revenue too.
Yes.
Just put on the flip side of what she was saying.
I don't think she meant that you guys created trouble. It's just, I think what she was getting at is why the police would be involved with this. Somebody took a stolen gun in there and tried to sell it to you guys or something like that. Is that what you was kind of
We
meaning?
do get a few stolen guns.
Right, and that she didn't mean you guys personally were.
No, I
bad.
understand,
It
yeah,
is-
I understand.
Bad people will go take stolen things to pawn shops.
Yeah, but
and
not
like
so
a
much
watch or
anymore, since
something
we got the computer program, they learn not to bring it to us because we're gonna get caught.
But for instance, like a Go Watch, you would have no idea who owned that prior.
That's true.
So you would go ahead and you would give them the money for it, then somebody would come in and with the officer and say, look, that's my watch, it was stolen. That, I think, is what she was meaning in the general area and not meaning you guys were bad, period.
No,
I mean, you're
know she's
business
talking about
owners.
big cities and
You're
stuff
no
like that in
different than
general.
any business that would get a fake $20 bill. I mean, it's all part of society in a whole to begin with.
Right, but I'm just saying, we do fill a gap too.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are a very important business to our town, and we do appreciate it.
Saying something about the pawn shop, I also think though too that the same person is gonna go to the pawn shop that's gonna go buy, you know, anything, a candy bar or anywhere else. So I mean, I can see where you know, they might say, bring in a rougher crowd, but that same person's gonna go buy a candy bar.
And I think that's just the statistics, but that includes a lot of big cities, you know.
Exactly, yeah.
Because it's,
Well, when we set this
statistics for a big
work,
city is gonna be different than here.
when we set this workshop up for this, we need to put it out there so we can get all kinds of business to come in and
Yes.
give their opinion on
Yes.
each.
We didn't know anything about any of that until somebody stopped us on the street yesterday and said, hey, you guys probably better go and see what's going on.
And that's good. We need people to come and see what's going on. But we will be advertising the workshop, and I'm almost certain it's gonna be after the first of the year, because we've got to have budget workshops in December. Okay, so let's go on to 11 and 12.
Thank
These
you,
are,
guys.
yes, thank
So-
you all.
With that being said, is our business license, are we gonna be able to continue after the first of the year with our old business license?
Yes, until something, ordinance is passed. I mean, there's a,
You will just renew it as normal with our current regulations.
At $20, and then if it goes through, will we have to adjust it, or
It'll be
will
the
it
next
not
year.
You will have
kick
it
in
for that
effect for
year.
next year?
You'll have it for that year. It'll go into effect whenever they adopt it, when they decide to adopt it. So if anyone who comes or needs to renew theirs at the time of the adoption.
Well, that's, all three of us, the pawn shops that's been here, we've been here for several years. And we complied with all the laws, and like I said, I just think going from a $20 to a $250 or $275 jump is a little bit excessive for what we already are doing.
Absolutely, we understand, and thank you for coming.
And why is theirs $20 when we've been paying $40?
Because I'd say you do about 10 times the revenue through the year is what we do.
I mean, is that what that's based on, revenue?
Should be a set
That's
rate.
why we have got to get our straight rate.
Started paying out of city limit rate.
that's why everything
And when
has
we
to
zoned
be.
in, we still paid out of city limit rate.
Who knows?
And I assume that all
It's according
businesses
to
are from this, that's what businesses
Yeah,
are.
I mean,
it's-
If you go by the ordinances, those were.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
old
I
one's
mean,
outdated.
Our
and
city
we
codes
got-
are.
You didn't have a fortune
so
teller there, did you?
extensive.
What'd you say?
I said
Oh,
you didn't
fortune
have
teller?
a fortune teller there,
Not that I
did you?
know of.
This wasn't meant to upset anybody. This is all to us too. So things will just blow out of proportion, if you want to say it. But until we can all sit down and work with this together as a community, it's going to raise tensions until everybody gets the direct story and not just what has been told. So,
Well, you can tell
but
by
we
what
will
Sherry
go over this.
read.
We will take care of it.
Like storage units, where are they gonna go to?
That's why we've got to sit down and we have got to really think this through. And we, like the mayor said, we encourage everybody to come in. You know, it's nice to have help from the community and let us hear their versions and everything too on what they need.
Can you think of anything else? I mean,
And another
Storage
problem that we run into, if you look at your businesses, how many business owners live in the city limits of Mountain View? That we have no say-so, we don't get to vote on anything.
That's true.
because the city of Mountain View is so much more than just inside the city
No.
limits, so.
You take probably 90% or better of your business owners lives outside the city limits. And we have no say-so on nothing.
That's why you should come to things like this, because you do have a business, so when things come up, we
Or you
need
can-
your opinion on stuff.
Most
That's why
time,
you can speak
that's why we
to-
just try to put this to a workshop.
most time you guys don't like my opinion, though, Judy.
Well, you know what? I've been in the same boat as you.
Hey, you know what?
Most
You
of
got,
them just knew me for a while.
hey, you got two new ones here that loves opinions. We don't have a problem with that.
I have one more thing. Someone come and
Thanks,
placed a
Bob.
business today and said our name was being thrown out as a business that hadn't paid our license fees. We've paid everything plus, so I don't know where that come from, but we got
Well,
the message.
unfortunately, we can't control any
Yeah, I
rumors
just,
or hearsay, but
and I wanna hope it was a rumor, you know, but I just wanna make sure. We called and left a message today, didn't hear back. Wanted to make sure, but
It just sounded like
It sounded
something
like-
came from an employee.
So we just want to make sure
Okay,
that,
we will make sure that there's
Yeah,
nothing
I don't
coming
know.
out of City Hall for
I
What
have
business
not
are they?
heard-
the
the
anchor,
anchor.
Anchor.
Oh, I hadn't heard that rumor.
Yeah, no, no. And we're in the office, so.
we pay everything
Yeah,
twice.
yeah, you're,
If anything is ever missing, don't hesitate to
as
call
far
us.
as we're here in the office,
That's in
You
this
pay.
right in front of
Anchor's
us.
good.
But we haven't heard
Surely
anything.
didn't somebody would let us know if something was missed.
There seems to be a lot of rumors going around from wrong information. Just call City Hall, sweetheart.
that's what
and
we
That's
did.
what
somebody
she did,
can-
and nobody got back to her, she said.
Yeah.
So-
if you left it on the city clerk's message machine, I'm sorry, but she's been crazy busy. Today started people candidate registration.
Hey,
It's
Miss
been
City-
kind of crazy.
Miss City Clerk, we're fixing to get a website up too. They can always
Yes.
leave things on our website.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I immediately looked, I'm like, well, we paid this, make sure we didn't miss anything, you know, it's like, I show everything paid, so.
You're not on my list of people that need to
You might ask
pay.
for the source
I thought,
of
okay.
whoever told you that.
Everybody pretty much knows that, surely they'd call and say, hey, you haven't paid your, so,
We do have a lot of businesses that,
Like he said, 90% of business owners live outside. We live outside. Everybody lives outside. Is there any way of changing that to where if you own a business, you can vote? You know, instead of having to be
that's state regulated.
that state?
Unless you want to get annexed, that would be the only option, right? Annexed into the city limits. I don't know how far away you live.
That can only be.
about 5 miles.
Oh, okay, yeah, maybe not yet.
Yeah, and I'm definitely not.
Okay, thank you for your
I didn't want to-
participation and your attendance. These next two are resolutions authorizing the mayor to sign the contracts that have already been approved. There's copies of these. So if you will read it, please, Terry.
Bill number 1458, resolution 25-12-9-1. A resolution authorizing the mayor of the city of Mountain View, Missouri to sign audit engagement letters with FPG Tax and Accounting CPAs.
And this is for the audits that need to be completed. There's 3 of them.
This is the one we already approved.
Yes, they've already been approved. It's just the authorization for me to sign. So we need a motion. One thing there is, I believe the copies that you have, the passed and approved this reads 9th day of December 2025 now.
Yes.
But the section 1, it's that Mayor Sherry McCann is authorized to sign it, not directed, because this resolution authorizes the mayor. So the word directed needs to be changed to authorized in all
And I changed
3
that on my
resolutions.
copy.
Okay. Now, do we have a motion to approve this resolution?
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Coulter,
Aye.
McAdams,
Aye.
Perry,
Aye.
Wallander.
Aye.
Okay, number 12, it's the bill 1459 for the mayor to sign the legal services. You will read it, please.
Bill 1459, resolution 25-12-9-2. A resolution authorizing the mayor of the city of Mountain View, Missouri to sign the contract for legal services with Lauber Municipal.
And this is to begin January 1. Is there a motion to approve this?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Otherwise, the word directed does need to be authorized. Roll call vote.
Coulter,
Aye.
McAdams,
Aye.
Perry,
Aye.
Wallander.
Aye.
Another question here, I don't see anything that says the first. on this.
It wouldn't be on the resolutions in the contract? Now, said that.
Contract, I don't think had a date in anywhere. We wrote on the bottom of it to start January 1.
Yeah, it was in the
2026.
minutes of the, when it was approved, the contract was approved. Okay, now the big one. The personnel policy manual was discussed. You received the proposed updates. I believe it's been hashed and hashed and hashed.
And hashed again.
Yes. So we collectively are presenting it for approval with the changes made during the work session.
Make a motion to approve
And I'll
personnel policy
finish it up with all the
with all
amendments.
the adjustments that we have made this evening.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion?
I'm not waiting on that.
Roll call vote.
Hold your breath, hold your breath.
Coulter,
Aye.
McAdams,
Yes, ma'am.
Perry,
I,
Wallander.
Yes, please.
Thank you all.
When
Are
would
you
like
happy
to
now?
do
We have been
effective?
working on this since
When do we want to?
April of 2024,
She wants to know when we want to make it effective, immediately?
January 1.
Yes, January.
January 1st?
ladies, have you passed something? That's why I asked about the other deal. It's supposed to, whenever we pass something, it's supposed to take effect tomorrow or tonight. That's why I said something about the logger thing.
But it was approved in the previous meeting that
Right, I understand that, and I do.
the resolution
Well, I
was
gonna
just
say,
to sign.
This can be in effect as of tomorrow. Right?
It can if that's what you all
It
say.
can be, but we
We won't
have,
have it printed tomorrow.
I have to make
All of
the
those adjustments have to be
all
made.
that we
You
have
stay
to
up
pass
tonight,
it
you
out.
wanted it done, get it started.
I got it, we got it approved,
Yeah, but
that's,
she's,
Remember, every employee has to read it, sign
Sign
off
it.
on it,
so,
and then we're gonna implement it immediately.
January 1st.
January 1st.
I say we give it to the employees, they have time to review it.
It
they
gives them
can
a couple
sign
of
off
weeks
on
to
it.
do it.
And
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
January 1st.
And January 1st, they'll know the new,
Okay.
These are
all
in
the
effect.
new,
Yeah.
all the new,
okay, this
No
has been
cost.
approved and adopted on
Today's date.
today's date to be implemented. I guess that needs to be added in there then.
I'll make that adjustment to the motion.
so we'll make it effective January 1st.
So that way there's transparency where
Approved and
they get
adopted,
to read it.
effective
ahead of time.
January 1.
Exactly, they have a couple weeks to soak it in.
Okay,
All right.
Terry,
Approved and adopted today, effective January 1st.
right.
Right. All you'd have to do is add, yeah, effective on the owner.
Leave it up to Sherry to find one more thing to change.
Yeah, but that's it.
We're making it as official as we can get it. Okay, the next is payroll week changed. This is a proposal from
Discuss this.
the clerk, and this is for discussion before we get very far, because it's gonna be rough to ever implement this, but Terry, if you will, please go ahead.
I have been involved with companies who did things like this, and it's not exactly as easy as falling off the log, but it is doable. Currently, Wednesday at midnight, payroll ends, the pay weekends. I come in Thursday morning, supervisors have about an hour to approve their time, and then we pay people on Friday. There is no holding week, there is no time for anything. It is craziness. That is my personal opinion.
When do you have to get it to the,
By 6 o'clock in the evening on Thursday. So if I'm sick on Thursday and have the flu, I'm not coming to work. And then what? That's one of my big concerns, is what happens if I'm the only one, and at this point, I am the only one who knows how to do it, because the other person who knows is on medical leave. And I haven't had time to train someone else, which is what I'm going to do, is train someone else, so we'll at least have 2 other people.
Well, how much more time would this give you during the week to get this done if you did change it, or it's a whole new week?
If we do it with bi-weekly, then I will only be processing payroll 2 days a month instead of 4. If you figure there's 20 days in 4 weeks, I'm spending 4 of them doing payroll.
Okay, what about weekly?
Weekly, I'm spending
4
pretty
days.
much all day Thursday doing payroll.
But if you changed it to where,
If I changed it to this, I could do it on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I would have days so that if I'm gone, if I'm sick, if something else is going on, like a council meeting, I would have time to do it. Supervisors would have time to actually approve it. Supervisors don't have time to approve it. Most of them do not do it. I have to go through twice. I have to go through and approve it, then I have to go through and pay.
so if you do it weekly, you still have time on Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever, to do it, right?
Yeah, if we did it weekly, if payroll started on Monday and ended Sunday night, Monday morning, Tuesday morning, supervisors could approve. Wednesday or Thursday, I could run payroll.
okay, so the only hiccup we would have would be the week that you would have to hold back, correct?
But it
Right.
wouldn't be a whole week though, it'd be it'd be a 3-day
A 3-day,
pay. On the first page,
yes, where it
that
says
second
weekly.
part here, if this changes from Sunday to Monday, or Monday to Sunday, then the payday on February 6th would be as usual. Then the payday on February 13th would only be for 5th, 6th, 7th, this is 4 days, so it'd only be 1 day short.
It'd be a 4-day, well, it'd be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Most people, that's all they work, is Thursday and Friday.
So it'd be a
So it'd be a
2 day.
2-day paycheck, except for the police and the sanitation and those people that work a little bit on the weekends.
So for that 1 week, it would be a 2-day pay instead of the 5.
But that would be the only,
That's the
and that
only
would get us
thing.
on track.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the big hiccups we've had too this year, as you can see on the right-hand side, I put down, there are days when Wednesday is the day I have to process payroll. Because we're off on Thursday, we're off on Friday. Wednesday, people are still working and I'm estimating time. Did they stay till 4:30? Did they go home at noon? Who knows? We're trusting that they did the right thing, and I believe most of them do, but it's still not a good practice for me to be estimating people's time. So doing the weekly like this would give me time to do it after the pay period's closed and not have to estimate people's time.
Well, personally, there should be no estimating, period. It should be accurate.
We estimated 1, 2, 3, 4 pay periods this year. Next year it will be 3. The year after that it will be 2, if we keep it as is.
Are you gonna give you know you've got to give these employees a big heads up the first of the year that their first week of February is gonna be short.
If you approve this tonight, by the end of the week, next week, by Friday, I will have something out to everyone, so they will get at least a 2-month leeway. That's the secret to doing it. People need to know that this is gonna happen,
Right.
so they can hold a little bit out of their checks or prepare. Maybe make your car insurance payment a week early next month. You know, they
That's
need
what I was gonna
time to
say, because
prepare.
They're gonna be in there like a bunch
February
of mad
6th,
hens.
it'd be like 6 weeks.
Well, and then also, this would be good too, because say, for instance, somebody quit, they would still get one final paycheck after that too.
Most jobs I've had in my life, I started work and I didn't get paid. They held a week.
We don't ever do that.
Yeah.
And we never do that. The bi-weekly is the one I really would like to see you adopt, but I understand that's a much
That's
bigger
too big a
change.
change.
Yeah.
That would mean that they would get normal pay until the 5th of February. Then the 5th of February would start a new pay period, and they would not get a paycheck at all on the 13th, but on the 20th, they'd get a week and a half. And then the next 2 weeks, they'd get their 2 weeks of pay.
That's the weekly one?
That's
And
2
that's
weeks
the
if we do the bi-weekly. The weekly one is a little easier to swallow for the employee.
Right.
And it still would then give us to where we're not estimating time, the supervisors have time.
Well, they're so used to get a weekly check, and this is gonna be hard for them to swallow anyway, so I make a motion, if we're gonna do it, we do it to the weekly.
Now, the weekly, they would get a check every week, it's just they have one check in February that would be a short check.
Right.
But they would have almost 2 months.
To
It's
prepare
6
for it.
weeks, I think is what
Well, that,
Sherry said, yeah.
Because it,
We will add this to the personnel manual. We'll change it in there to reflect the same.
yeah, the
so, yeah.
pay period will have to be changed.
You wouldn't have to change the personnel policy manual.
Yes, we will, but the pay period's in there.
If you
Pay
want,
period,
we will
we
change
will.
that section.
We're just staying like it is.
Yeah, this estimating time is a big deal, and
Why didn't you bring this up a month ago, and that way it'd already be in the policy?
Let's leave well enough
Life
alone,
and
keep going.
I will second the weekly. I agree on the weekly. I don't think. it would
Can
be
you
a good
change
idea.
that in that policy
Yes.
before it's printed?
I will email you all the policy upon completion, as I know you guys are great proofreaders, so that would help to make sure that everything is accurate as said.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to change the pay period, or the pay week, or pay periods, from Monday to Sunday. Payday would still be on Friday, with the payday of February 13th would be the short week.
now, Sherry, could I ask, is that gonna be okay with, is this gonna cause any problems with the police? They're the only ones I can think of that are 7 day a week.
I mean, we do a 7-day pay period already. It just, I'm not sure. I'd have to sit down and like look at what it would do over the weekend hours.
Theirs
But-
might end up being a little shorter.
Yeah, ours would change a little bit more since we have to work the Saturdays and Sundays.
Yeah.
But I mean, all it is just changing up a few days. Yeah.
Okay, any other discussion? Roll call vote.
Coulter,
Aye.
McAdams,
Hi.
Terry,
Aye.
Wallander.
Okay, the next one is our agreement with the youth center, and thank you ladies for remaining. Oh, wait a minute, Lakin sent me Kaylee Johnson and Caitlin Caldwell.
Well, Layton's here now.
Oh, sorry.
I'm here. Caitlin's not.
Okay, well, whoever you wish to speak, because currently, the contract for last year was for, in a nutshell, $7,000 limited to electric service. So if you want to come and address the council, so that we can hear your request for this year, there will be no action taken on it because we don't have a contract ready for you or anything, so.
So I was
there would
just
be action.
going to see if maybe we could increase it slightly, just with the utilities. They have went up, and that $10,000 is being cut a little bit, like we ran out
The 7,000.
Yeah.
It's 7,000 is what.
7,000, yeah. So we were wanting to know if we could maybe increase that just a little bit. We run out of that. And with the water bill situation, I'm not sure how that's gonna play into effect now. I don't know.
And that's being addressed, but We don't have any answers on that yet. So, but, okay, so basically you're asking for renewal of what we've got or increase, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I would like to add this to the workshop with the bills and ordinance that we're going to schedule. But do you have
Can I
any,
ask a
yes,
question?
question, yes, please.
How many days are you guys open a week now?
So our hours just kind of depend on, like what's going on. We do have a director now, she's sitting back there, that's Andrea. So she's available 7 days a week. We're for sure open Fridays for skate night. And then we have parties typically on Saturday and Sunday.
How many hours are you open on Fridays a week?
We start at 6 and close at 10.
So 4 hours?
Yeah. And then parties kind of vary. They typically start anywhere from 9 o'clock to noon and then go all the way up to like 6, depending on how many parties are scheduled.
But the ones on Saturday and Sunday is their rental. I mean,
The rental, yeah. We have the gym rental and then we have the Ruby and restroom in the back.
So you only have the 4 hours on Friday night for the kids of the,
For the skate night, yeah. And then, like right now, we're open through the week because we have our winter shootout coming up, so people are in the gym practicing. Those practices are all through the week. They typically start around 5 o'clock and go to 8.
When is that shootout?
It's in January.
Do you have the date? Because,
January, I think it's January 3rd, It's the first weekend
so
of
it's the first
January.
part of January,
First
okay.
Weekend, or first Saturday of January, and then the first Saturday of February is when it ends.
So it's that whole month then?
I did have a question with the, is it the sewer stuff that's going
Yeah,
on?
and that's going to be,
I was
on
gonna ask
19,
about that, so,
we'll get to that in just a little bit.
okay.
And that may help answer your questions,
Okay.
and it may just bring more questions, but anyway. But, does anybody have any more questions regarding,
don't you donate
thinking
to the
about the
basketball
electric?
program at school? How much did you donate this year?
So, the last year we done 3,000, I think, for 3,000. The year before that, we were able to do 6,000. It kind of depends on how many teams we have and how much we make.
How'd the softball field work out?
They're doing really good. Yeah, we've been able to do some updates, some painting down there. We put some dirt on the field, got rid of the old bleachers that were down there. We plan to get some more bleachers down there.
How many co-ed teams did you guys have?
12? 12, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what is the reasoning on Saturdays why you guys don't hold skate night on Saturdays anymore?
It's just usually not very busy on Saturdays, and then honestly, we make more with doing parties on Saturdays. Mm-hmm.
Did you have a figure in mind when you were asking for an increase?
I honestly couldn't remember exactly what our contract was set for.
It's 7 is what it's been for the last 2 years in here.
I would possibly like 10, if that's a possibility. I just know that we run short of, it starts about the late
Didn't it?
October, and I think we're out of it right now.
I know it's out, but I didn't know, was it October? it went to?
I want to say it's around mid-October is when it starts kind of running shy. And that does help us tremendously having that.
Okay, are there any other questions? We'll take this up at the work session. Anything else from anybody? Anything else you wish to tell us?
I don't think so.
Okay. We still keep in touch with you at this LDOT 0920
Yes.
email?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we have an invoice for the special attorney fees in the amount of $4,498 from Lauber Municipal Law. And in order to pay it, we need a motion to approve it.
I'll make a motion to approve.
We have a motion, is there a second to approve?
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second, is there any discussion? Roll call vote.
Coulter,
Aye.
McAdams,
Aye.
Harry,
Aye.
Wallander.
Okay, the next item is the power pole purchase. Now, I believe we have quotes from Sunbelt Solomon,
As well as some new ones.
okay.
They just received some new ones today.
These are over $5,000, so they should have gone out for formal bid, but if council wishes to entertain these, up to them. We have, okay, we've got Sunbelt, Wesco, and Fletcher, plus MSTN.
MSTN,
And Techline, so the, oh goodness. But these aren't for exactly the same,
Some are transformers, some are poles. They're replenishing their supply. So what?
we've got power pole purchase on the agenda. So
So
which ones are poles?
it started out as Sunbelt Solomon is where they purchase their transformers and poles. So they were originally going to purchase from them until they got these other estimates in today. And after evaluating the costs, they found that it was cheaper to go with Fletcher for their wood poles that is needed. If you look at that one first, those are the 3 different sizes wood poles for $18,470. And then as they evaluated further, they found that MSTN, their pole mounts were cheaper. So they requested 5 of the, if you look on the 10 kVA pole mounts, 5 of the 1320. And then 6, which was 1625. So that amounted to 16,350 that they would like approved. And then the last one, they found that Sunbelt Solomon was cheaper with, I believe that was it. So they got the poles, the pole mounts, so it might have been the transformers, let me double check.
So we're looking at the pole mounts from MSTN,
Correct.
the poles from Fletcher. And what
Correct.
else?
And then they needed, let me double check here. But they're also.
The pads on MSTN transformer?
Yeah, what is the
Correct.
pads?
The, Yes, where it says they needed 5 and 6, that amounted to $16,350.
But that's for the pole mounts, or is that the
Correct.
transformers?
Those are the pole mounts that they want,
Right. But I don't
and the
see-
transformers.
And the transformers, the single phase pad mounts on 164.
That's only two though.
Three would be good.
Yeah, so the
Didn't they
sun,
need several transformers?
yes, they did, they needed, so the, yeah. So they were looking at the pad mounts, which were cheaper with Sunbelt Solar.
So all of the mounts come up to 57?
No, that's for all.
No, that is,
Because the
That-
pole mounts,
the 57 is just Sunbelt Solar, because I thought that's what they were originally going to go with. But then they found these two, which are the wood poles, which were cheaper, and then the pole mounts, which were cheaper. The pads that you see that was from MSTN, those were more expensive, so they did not want to get the pad mounts from MSTN.
but the pad mounts on, from Sunbelt Solomon shows
Sunbelt.
6 and 2.
So you are looking at.
So that's 21,400
Mhm.
plus the 16,350 plus the 18,700 or 18,470, is that the?
Yes, so those
So we're
3
looking
different invoices are the ones they wanted.
So not the 57,990 doesn't enter
No.
into it, it's just
Yeah.
the 14,400.
That was the original.
And the 7, so they're ordering 6 25 kVA pad mounts and 2 50 kVA.
Correct.
56, 220, is that what it all totals to, Trish? I come up with 56, 220.
Yeah, I did not write down the totals, I guess. So I,
56, 220.
Uh-huh.
yeah, so each one would be, due to it being different vendors, separate checks. But yes, if you added it up, that would be towards their,
Right.
and they do have the funds for it.
And this would be 2025 budget, not
2025. They wanted to get it before prices went up next year.
So we're talking 18,470 and 16,350 and 21,400, right?
Yes.
Is that what everybody else added up?
Is there a delivery fee?
These are the set dollar amounts.
So no delivery fee, nothing?
No,
This
they-
says
this is all they
delivered
paid.
and unloaded
Yeah,
on the poles.
delivered and boomed unloaded on the site.
Well, doesn't say anything about the transformers.
Well, they haul them in a special truck.
4 to 6
I don't-
weeks on the.
On the pole mounts, I don't see anything about delivery charges.
They say 4 to 6 weeks on delivery.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and that's average, they said.
And on the poles, that's 7 to 10 days.
This shipping and handling prepaid and allowed on Sunbelt Solomon.
That's pads that,
Hey, on Sunbelt, it says schedules, all delivery dates are established and no.
Guaranteed date of delivery, okay, but does it say anything about delivery charges? I would assume price does not include tax.
Acceptance of a buyer purchase order.
should be going up after the first year.
Okay,
I make a
there's nothing
motion.
in here about delivery charges other than the ones that they are delivered and unloaded, so. Do we have a motion?
I make a motion we accept these from Fletcher and what is it, Sunbelt and MSTN. The 18470, 16350, 21400.
Yeah, because pole pad mounts and pole mounts
Right.
for the minutes, if we can have those detailed, these amounts.
Poles,
Okay.
pad mounts, and
Yeah,
heads.
the poles for Fletcher, 18,470. Pad mounts from Sundeck Solomon for 21,400. And the pole mounts from MSTN for 16,350. Do we have a second? Any discussion?
I was just asked if the pole mounts, I see where they got the pad mounts here, it says non-PCB mineral oil. I was looking to see if Sunbelt said anything about their pole mounts, if they were non-PCB mineral oil.
They're on the first page.
It says it on Sunbelt.
Pardon?
It does say it on Sunbelt.
Right, no, I said I didn't see it on MSTN,
Oh, okay.
pole mounts. That would be my only question is if they were the same or if they had PCBs in them. Non-PCB mineral oil. I will assume they've all been switched over to that.
Okay, any further discussion, comments, questions? We have a motion and a second, roll call vote.
Coulter,
Aye.
McAdams,
Aye.
Harry, Wallander.
Aye.
Okay, the next item is, I think this is probably informational purposes only at this point. Notice of Show Me Power rate increase and the Missouri Municipal mover for the MMMPEP, that's a consortium. Because this will be addressed at the workshop with the electric rates. So if there's no questions at this time, I wouldn't think on this. Do any of you have any comments or questions on that, or we can go on? Okay. The number 19 on the agenda, the sewer improvement project construction status meeting. They're going to be set up, it's the team from the city, Horner, Schifrin, the engineers, and KJAX, and Busy Schuler, DNR, and the SRF, which is the state revolving loan fund people. So I know that the youth center is concerned because they're working out there now. They're supposed to be providing us a timeline with locations so that we know somewhere that they are gonna be working, maybe timeline of how long they're gonna be there. But this first monthly meeting is gonna be Thursday, December the 11th, here at 10 o'clock. So we should have some answers after that.
Yeah, we use that whole field by the youth center for parking, and
Okay.
then our whole parking lot.
Yeah, so I don't know at this point, but we hope to have some answers.
That might be a really big issue.
Yeah,
if we're not
and
able to
it
do
might
that.
be, but we're at their mercy, that's for sure, because that's a project that has got to take precedent over a lot of
Hold it
stuff.
up anyways, I don't need to go
But
down
they're-
there anymore.
They are going to, after the meeting here, then they're gonna have a groundbreaking photo op and a work site visit if needed, so,
You said that was Thursday?
yeah, it's Thursday
Okay.
at 11. So we should know
At
something
11
out.
or 10 o'clock?
Pardon?
Because you said 10 first. Is it at 11 or 10
It's
o'clock?
10 to 11.
Okay.
It's just, it'll usually be an hour, but it starts at 10 a.m., yes. So, thank you for staying for that. But that's all that we can tell you right now. All right, we've got the resolution 120903. And this is authorization to sign the police chief's contract, which had already been approved.
Bill number 1463, resolution 25-12-9-3. A resolution authorizing the mayor of the city of Mountain View, Missouri to sign the employment agreement with the police chief.
And again, that word directed needs to be authorized.
Yes.
She just said 1463, did she not?
1463.
We got
No,
1465.
I got 1465 on mine.
1463 was the building permit thing.
Oh, I got a wrong one.
It's 1465.
It's been a long night.
1465.
Yeah. That's what's on there. Okay, do we have a motion to approve this resolution?
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
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 Okay, now we need to decide on a date for the budget workshop. Trish has done a fantastic job. And we're going to finalize it, and we'll have it ready by Tuesday, the 9th. What is the date? Next Tuesday, a week from today, whatever that is. 16th? This is the 9, 7, 16, okay. The 16th of December? Is that good for you guys at 5 o'clock?
Hopefully, I can make it. I'll try.
Do we need to think of Monday, the 17th, or Monday, the 15th?
Well, I'll be gone that day for sure.
Well,
I'll make it. I'll
Okay.
make it. If I don't, you can do it without me.
Tuesday, 12/16 at 5.
What do you want to do later? Judy, what, 6? Would it be better to,
I'll roll in at 5, just so citizens don't be out the city limit sign.
Okay,
he's gonna be out there watching for you now.
okay, this is going to be budget workshop.
We need to start it.
We're going to start and finish that one workshop. No limit.
Well, let's make it at 5:30 if you don't mind. That way it'll give me 30 more minutes on the road.
30 more minutes to explain to Stetson why you
Yeah,
were
why-
the speed you
That's
was.
okay.
5:30, Tuesday, the 16th, for the budget workshop. Is that good for you, Trish?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. I'll be pushing.
Now, our last item, think, is the electric department's request for contract services for tree trim. This is another thing that should go out for bid, although I don't know if there's any other company that we can go on, but it's approximately $40,000 coming from Casey's. And this is for high outreach areas.
Do we not have a bucket truck that does not reach? And why would we be hiring out when that is at that part of the electric department's?
Alan has addressed this with Trish.
Yes, Alan requested that, as they've done in the past, hired Casey's to get where the heights, that where the branches can drop on the lines, that their bucket trucks cannot reach.
Have we got any statements or previous from Casey's showing that they did do that?
I have nothing, I have not looked.
I was told that the only time they hired Stacy in the past 3 years is whenever the cable company trenched a tree up on James and Jackson, killed a tree, and they had, because so many high lines around, they hired Casey's to come and cut that tree, get the stump out of there, and landscape that yard.
Which they use cranes for, as Alan explained, as well for those.
But I mean, this is because and we got reimbursed from the cable company for all of our expense on that. As far as trimming limbs, I don't think it happened.
Yeah, and they said they would go around and clean everything up, whatever Casey's trim.
Can we not have them start on what they can reach at the moment, and then this can be a later discussion?
Yes.
I would agree with that.
Yes, me too.
I don't see paying $40,000 until we know how many of them we need trimmed and where. And if,
When they get them trimmed and we have these extraordinary high trees, have them get an address for us so we can check out.
Okay.
Okay, for the minutes, this is a consensus.
Well, do you put
Everybody
out
that-
the bid?
Mhm.
If it's $40,000, that's the estimate, approximate. Even at 10 hours, 1,500, at 15,000, it's gotta
Right,
be put
it's
out
gonna
for
be
bid.
put out for bid, but
Because there's actually,
even,
Casey's is not the only tree trimming
Yeah,
company,
there's
there's
3 or
plenty
4
of them.
around here.
but don't you?
But aren't we
think
gonna
before we
leave
put it
this-
out for bid, they
Oh, yeah, we
go
need to
ahead-
identify
Yeah.
what needs to be done.
They need to go ahead and get as
Consensus.
much as they can, while they can, right?
Oh, yeah, but when I say this is
And
the
Trish,
time.
they
to
need
trim
to
it.
get on,
Yeah,
because we're
they should
gonna
have done the trimming.
ASAP.
Yes, they said they have started.
so the consensus is later discussion and then go out to bid, then to determine, I guess, if we go out for bid. Need to go out to bid. Okay, I'm gonna ask for consensus, but we move this for a later discussion to determine if we need to go out for bid.
Yes, but they are to start now doing what they can.
You're going $25,000. Well, if you look at this, 10 hours is 15,000. And then it's an estimate of 40,000, that's another 25,000
Yeah,
on
it,
top of that.
you noticed it said approximately, so
Right.
40 might not be it.
Well, Casey said that it would be roughly 15 to 20 days worth of work, is what he said $40,000 would cover.
Okay, but we're already paying wages now. And if the street department has slowed down for the year because they can't catch because of the cold, that's another, for the dump truck, you
It
know.
should be cleaning now cold.
Well, yeah, they do need to do that
Exactly.
first, their priorities are first, but we're already paying wages, why are we paying a third party to do the job
Well, I
that
know
they're
how-
supposed to do?
Okay, I know how Oregon stopped doing their own trimming most of the time and has hired it out. because they can't keep up with, they've also hired crews to put poles in because they can't keep up with them.
But are our
No.
linemen qualified to trim trees?
That's part of their job. Hal Oregon, they was trimming them in September, I might be a little bit wrong, September.
No, it was September.
But they also hire crews.
Yeah, but I mean, they come up through the wastewater plant, up through the golf course, and, I mean, using this excuse, there's limbs, leaves on the limb, and putting it off until this kind of weather is kind of pushing it. I'll be nice and use that word.
Okay, I have a couple of announcements, and then we do need to have a closed session for 3 items for personnel. My announcements are, although everybody here already knows it, the filing is open now for the 3 positions of mayor and 1 East Ward and 1 West Ward alderman. And I can tell you right now that I will not be filing for re-election as mayor. And on the 13th, which is next Saturday, the city's going to be busy. That Wreaths Across America is at 10 o'clock in the morning. There's activities for the children at the library all day and at the community center. Then the city is going to have a tree lighting ceremony at 5:30, and the Chamber of Commerce parade is at 6 o'clock. So tell all your friends. Now, we need a motion to go into closed session.
Does anybody follow me, Terry?
Am I allowed to tell that?
Yeah.
Why not?
Okay, I didn't know. People have asked me just not to say anything. I've had 2 people file. That's it. We got 3 positions, so.
Well, yeah, public knowledge. Whoever files first gets first on the ballot. So that's what I'm asking, who are they?
We've got 1 West Ward Alderman, Rick, and 1 East Ward Alderman, Judy. We still need a mayor.
We need a motion to go in.
I'll make a motion to go in close.
Do we have a second? Do we have a second? Roll call vote.
Coulter,
Aye.
McAdams,
Aye.
Perry,
Aye.
Wallander.
We're not gonna need that.
And I'm gonna make them go through these fast. Yes, please. Session, we need a roll call vote to confirm quorum.
Coulter,
Aye.
McAdams,
Aye.
Perry,
Aye.
Wallander.
Here.
Here. The only one that answered it right is my dog.
So other than personnel issues, there were no other discussions, so I call for a motion to adjourn.
I make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
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 If there's